Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Is this thing on? Is it working? Michelle, can you hear me over there? Can you hear me all right? Is everything coming out all right? Can you hear me loud and clear? Yes? Yes. Fester, same for you?
Yes.
Oh, man, hold on a minute. Hold on. Nope, hang on a minute. Fester's only coming out of one speaker.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Michelle, hold on. Michelle, you speak.
Hello?
Yeah, you're out of both speakers. You're good. Fester, speak again, please.
So the other day I was walking down the street, right?
All right, hold on. I know. That's what I'm saying. Fester's only coming out of one channel.
Oh.
Hang on a minute. Let me push buttons on the board here, and because this whole thing has to be jury-rigged. This has been like this since we got here, that I have to, like, rig up, like, a special patch to make sure that Fester's mic comes out of all speakers. I keep talking.
So the other day I was walking down the street, right?
Hang on. Oh, that shut you off completely. Hang on a minute. Let me try this one. Go ahead. Keep going.
So the other day I was walking down the street, right?
There we go. Okay.
All right, good.
Fester is now coming out of both sides. If you're listening in stereo, left and right. All right. Now you can talk out of both sides of your mouth.
Fantastic.
All right.
I was walking down the street story, Michelle, is just my standard mic check.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That ends up being a dirty joke.
All right.
Oh.
Let me,
Can we finish it? I love dirty
I'll tell you
jokes.
later.
Hey. Let me tell you.
Look, Fester and I are talking.
Well, hold on a minute. We had like a Jeebus crisis yesterday.
What happened?
Not just a crisis. It was a Jeebus crisis yesterday.
Did we get hit by lightning? I know we had some cloudy weather in the area.
There was no lightning yesterday.
I know, I didn't see any.
Listen to this. I get a text and a subsequent phone call from our afternoon guy, Gino.
Oh.
And Gino's like, did you guys break the studio? Things aren't working in here. I guess hold on, let me find his text. I'm like, oh my God.
That's quite the accusatory tone. I don't know that I appreciate that from him.
Now keep in mind, no, it really wasn't. I didn't take it away. But keep in mind that big scary Ron, or Ron Weasley, our general manager, he promised on, what was it, the 28th of March, I think it was. I got to look back.
It was that Friday, the last Friday in March.
That we would be in the new studio in 30 days. Well, guess what? The clock is ticking. Because today is the 9th of April, right? So that means like within 19 days or so that we're supposed to be in the new studio. So yesterday, let me find this text from Gino, and I'm like, oh my God, we're like hopefully just weeks away from the new studio, and this one's going to die.
Yeah.
See, that's one of the fears here, is that this studio has a sound console, you know, the control board that's in front of me with all the microphones, all the sounds, everything, that this system has been failing for years at radio stations across the country. It's just they don't make parts for it anymore. It's just old garbage. And we're well in overtime, and they've known this for years. That's one of the reasons why they promised us a new studio when we came back. We relaunched the MJ Morning Show in October of 2020. This place has been on such overtime. In fact, Wild, our sister station with Orlando and Meredith, their console died like a year and change ago.
Yeah.
It died, and they were off the air. The engineers had to scramble and put a makeshift studio together for them, because the whole thing just died. So we're on overtime. We're living on a prayer. We're Bon Jovi over here. I think that song just played a little while ago. But seriously, we're living on a prayer. So I get this text from Gino, our afternoon guy. Did you guys have audio in the room today? It's as if the microphones are on, but there's nothing coming out, no audio. I think we're on the air, though. Yeah, we were on the air, but something happened in here, and, well, they fixed it. Something about circuit breakers got blown or something.
Right.
It might have been like the studio monitors, like the headphones and the overhead speakers were off. And I think it was some kind of a circuit breaker that blew. But, man, that's a scare. So I'm like, oh, my God, are we going to be able to do a show tomorrow? Are they going to have us in some kind of freaking broom closet? Folks, I'm telling you, I hope we make it to the switch over to the new studio, because, again, you ought to be listening every day to see if this thing just craps out in the middle of the show.
It's completely possible.
Yeah, that's what we ought to do. We ought to take bets.
I mean, in a perfect world, this studio breaks like 2 seconds after that studio becomes functional.
Kind of like when the Blues Brothers are done, and they drive up to the Cook County tax assessor's office, and they pull up on the sidewalk, and after what the Bluesmobile's been through, they suddenly get to the tax assessor's office outside before they go inside the lobby. They block the doors with the cigarette machine and all the chairs, and when they pull up on the sidewalk, the Bluesmobile just blows apart. It's just all the parts just fall off the Bluesmobile. Is that what you're saying?
That's what's going to happen to this studio.
The minute we move into the new studio, this one's just going to start springing parts, and it's just going to go ding, 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 all over the place, right?
Have we given any more thought to having an on-air giveaway of the parts from the studio?
Yes.
I mean, honestly, this mic stand, right, what holds my microphone, this is antiquated equipment. It'll never be used again for a broadcast reason.
No.
But it'd be an amazing prize for some fan of the show.
And our mic stands look like that original lamp in the first Pixar movie.
Yeah.
Remember that thing?
Yeah.
Wasn't that the first? If you folks, way back, I'm trying to think of the movie that I saw and where I was when I first saw.
It was a short.
It was a short. I think Pixar, the huge animation company today, their first thing was back like in the mid 80s. I want to say I think I was in college. I think I first saw it when I went to see a movie in Ithaca, up at the mall in Ithaca, New York. I think it was like 1985 or 86 when I first saw the original Pixar deal, and it was that lamp with the spring-loaded bendy arm, and that's what our microphone stands are kind of like. These are the old school ones. Now, the new studio is going to have more modern microphone stands, but it's like the old original. Was that right? Can you look up and just make sure I'm not talking out of my arse?
It sounds like it's really early. I think Pixar came out later than the 80s.
No, it started in 1986.
Yeah.
Well, I just said.
Okay.
I just said 86, but Andrew's now saying maybe 84. But was the first Pixar deal ever, was it the lamp with the arm with the springs on it, the desk lamp? You know, where you? Oh, that one's 86. But Andrew says they might have done something as early as 84. But the lamp is the thing that everyone remembers. And I'm trying to remember what. It might have been like The Secret to My Success, or it was some movie in 86. No, it wasn't. Andrew, what are you saying about Toy Story 2?
That's their first movie. That was Pixar's first movie. Was Toy Story.
Right. But their first short was something different. It was something called the Adventures of Andre and Wally B in 1984.
Oh, you know what? I remember. You know what? I remember that one too. Okay, I forgot about that one. I just remember the lamp with the lamps, dancing around. Andrew, turn your microphone on. What are you saying?
My mic is on.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, the one you're talking about, Luxo Jr., it was first shown before a movie.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
When it was Toy Story 2.
So it was the preview to Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What year did Toy Story 1
Toy Story 2
come out?
came out much later, but it didn't make a theatrical appearance until that movie.
Oh, I'm just talking about the short.
Right. The short was 86.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember what movie Pixar was showing the lamp short before.
Toy Story came out in 1984?
Yeah, Toy Story did what?
Toy Story 2 was 99.
99 was Toy Story 2. What year was Toy Story 1?
95.
95. All right, no, the Toy Stories are years later.
Wikipedia is completely off.
I don't know. Wikipedia.
No, they're not saying that it came out, that the short came out that year.
Right.
It was the first time the short made a theatrical appearance.
Okay, gotcha.
I understand. Okay, thank you, Andrew.
Festa, do you have some kind of barbecue dilemma or something? You sent me some
Oh my God, dilemma? No.
All right, so hold on.
Not a dilemma.
Is it a good story?
I believe it's a gooder story.
Fester's at a hardware store yesterday and had some kind of run-in with a barbecue, or but it's a positive issue with the barbecue.
You won't believe what happened.
All right, hold up. Fester's got a barbecue story we got to get to. All right, we're just getting rolling. It's going to be a really, really busy program here. It's a Wednesday, MJ Morning Show, just getting rolling. You don't want to miss a minute of this dumpster fire. 6:10, traffic's on. Here's Shriner back in a minute.
Good morning.
And enjoy that. The one and only song in the morning on the MJ Morning Show. And I'm debating whether I should cut the one and only song out, which I generally start at about 6:16 or so every morning at the end of the first commercial break. Should it stay? Should I eject it? I kind of use that song after the commercials just to kind of do my final layout. I'm here, about 5:30, but still, it's just a couple extra minutes just to kind of refine things. Anyway, Fester.
Yes.
You will be angry in minutes.
Oh, great.
Maybe seconds, maybe faster than minutes. Yeah. You see this? Woman buys a $20 scratcher at Publix, walks away with $5 million. Why does Fester get angry? Because Fester is this entitled dude that wants to know why this can't happen to him.
I don't know if it's entitled, wondering why it can't happen to me.
Maybe entitled's the wrong word.
Wonder why it doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
However, MJ, I, through help of a therapist, have adopted a mentality of gratitude and happiness for this person.
Huh.
So you're turning over a new leaf?
A new leaf.
Oh,
We've been working on it, me and Kurt.
Hold on, Kurt is your therapist?
Yes. We've been.
How long have you been seeing Kurt?
A week and a half. No. So Kurt and I have been talking about how you give what you get. Or
All right,
you
hold
get
on.
what you
Is
give.
Kurt like a mystery invisible friend, or is there really a Kurt?
I've been once a week.
Who the hell is Kurt?
New therapist I picked up.
All right.
Came on a recommendation.
What, on the side of the road?
No,
I picked up a guy, and he happened to be a therapist?
A friend of mine had him.
He was hitchhiking out in Thinota Sassa.
He came on a recommendation.
Okay.
So my therapist, Kurt, just reiterated and kind of talked to me about how you get a lot of times what you give, or the energy you put out is the energy you receive. So when people win lotteries, it's $20 million or $5 million. $5 million on a $20 ticket.
$20 scratcher. This woman. This was not in the immediate Tampa Bay area. It was Florida lottery, a Florida scratcher.
Sure.
This woman was just south of us, down in Charlotte County.
Oh.
On a good day, we blow into Charlotte County.
So, while old Fester would have been like, this witch, why couldn't she get hit by a bus? Why couldn't that be me? Why couldn't I have just had some errand to do in Charlotte County and it brought me 100 and some odd miles from my house, and I would have bought this ticket at this.
Stopped at Publix for a pub sub,
and I bought
or three.
And let me drop this $20 bill on this ticket. That would have been old Fester.
Mm-hmm.
But since I've been seeing Kurt, congratulations to this lady.
Oh,
I wish her nothing but happiness.
So the Florida lottery announced that Jerry Collins of Port Charlotte claimed a $5 million prize from the Perfect Gift Scratch-Off game. She went to the Florida Lottery's Fort Myers district office. And do you think she took the full $5 million and waited for the annuitized payouts over like 30 years or whatever it is?
No, she took the one lump sum.
She took the lump sum.
How old is this?
In fact, her new nickname is Lumpy.
Yes.
You know, you know what? That's perfect. People that take the lump sum early, we're going to call them Lumpy.
That's a great name.
Lumpy.
Yes.
Yep, you're a Lumpy.
Oh, as long as we're emitting that energy positively, because I wouldn't want to be a part of it if it was like, making fun of them in any capacity, because that's you get what you give.
So she decided to take her winnings as a lump sum payment. Instead of waiting the years to get the full $5 million, she received a one-time lump sum. Did they issue a check right then and there? Did they give you the check when you were? I would imagine. So she took the lump sum of $2,989,062. So just shy of $3 million, 11 grand short of $3 million. Wow. Not a bad haul on a $20 Andrew Jackson plunk down.
Here's the thing about that special gift or perfect gift lottery card.
You know, a lot of people want to get rid of Andrew Jackson because of his because of old Hickory's kind of old ways.
I want to keep Andrew
No,
Jackson
no.
because of old Hickory.
There's talk of putting Harriet Tubman.
Yeah,
That's old
been
talk.
for
That's
a
old
long
talk.
time.
Yeah, for a while. Listen,
Yeah.
I really appreciate and respect what Harriet Tubman did, the Underground Railroad, but she was not a very attractive woman.
Well, is it?
No, it's
I could say that, right? She just wasn't attractive.
I think many of the men featured on our bills are not attractive.
Yeah,
don't know
George Washington's not the most attractive dude.
I mean,
Yeah.
when you really think about how George Washington looked, he was hideous. He had one natural tooth when he took office. And
I
then
mean-
his teeth were like made of pig parts and like
Oh.
old slave teeth. I mean,
Hold
it's
on.
That's-
horrendous.
Wait a minute, pig? What?
I heard that
He had
George
didn't
Washington's dentures had teeth from people on his plantation, from slaves on his plantation.
Get out of
and
here! I thought they
from
were.
pigs.
I thought they were wooden.
I think
I thought
like
he had. Is that like an old wives' thing? Can't you?
No, I think they were wooden.
maybe
He had
the U
wood-
shape. The U shape was wooden. Like
He didn't have
the
pig
denture.
teeth.
Yeah, it had to have a hole drilled in it for his one good tooth.
Well, I don't know what the hell you're saying.
telling you.
Michelle's doing rapid research right now.
Well,
No, I'm looking at the pictures of the bills
Okay.
that we had. And I'm
Oh.
like,
Washington.
I mean, Abraham Lincoln was.
A hideous man.
Well, he had that disease. Was it Gorfans? What was the disease that Abe had? I think is it a look up Gorfans disease?
I've
Is
never
that
heard Lincoln having a disease.
no? Seriously, Lincoln. What type in what disease did Lincoln have? And I think it's like Gorfan or something like that. Yeah, and not anything to do with you're an Al Gore fan. It's. I'm sorry, Marfan. I was
Marfan.
I was
Gore
close.
fan, Marfan.
I said Gorfan. I was close. I had the fan part right, okay? I could have said FanDuel. All right, so while there's no definitive proof, some theories suggest that Abe Lincoln may have had Marfan syndrome or multiple endocrine neoplasia type 2B.
Yeah, they didn't have any of that stuff back then.
Due to his physical characteristics and health issues. Anyway, so yeah, not Gorfan, Marfan syndrome. That's what I'm thinking about.
Washington, although we idolize this guy in some capacity, he's an ugly man.
So
Yeah.
who's the most attractive?
Hamilton.
Why were no presidents looking like George Clooney or something? or-
Hamilton was the most attractive of them all.
Yeah.
I
He was
think
never,
so.
He was
Yeah.
never president.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's the Broadway show about the guy.
well, Treasury was
He was a treasurer.
Hamilton was Treasury Secretary. Yeah.
Have you
yeah.
never seen the play?
I have
No.
not. You know what? I've no desire to see.
It's great. It's great.
Where the hell did you see it?
I've-
You saw it locally or up in New York?
I know every song.
Get out of here!
Every song.
All right, sing something now. Go.
Schuyler Sisters. You don't know the Schuyler Sisters? You ever heard of Schuyler Sisters?
No.
You never heard?
Schuyler Sisters?
Oh my God! You don't know about the Schuyler Sisters?
No.
Oh,
no.
listen. Alexander Hamilton's Broadway production. It's on Disney Plus. You can watch it in your theater.
So a recorded version
yeah,
of it.
but
Okay.
you can watch. It is fantastic, and I actually do know every song. Aaron Burr, sir.
Okay. You know, I had no desire to see Hamilton. Michelle,
Why? I don't know. I don't understand why.
You know, we did a spell up in New York. We
Yeah.
saw a number of Broadway shows while we were up there.
Because
But
you know why you don't like musicals.
no, I like the Irreverent Mormon movie. I like that,
Yeah, but that's because-
or show rather.
Yeah, but typically speaking, the typical traditional type of musical, you are not really a fan of it, so you would not go.
You should make an exception for Hamilton. It was
Right.
great.
Right.
And Michelle never kicked me to go see Hamilton
Well,
either.
she has to kick you to see something?
Yeah,
Is that how
really.
this works? You kick her. Michelle.
Oh, speaking of shows,
Yes.
you know what I didn't get to?
What?
The woman locally, the grandma that got hosed on Lion King tickets at the Straz Center.
Oh, yeah.
But it wasn't the Straz's fault. Do you know the story?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I've had this story in the pile for days, and I just didn't get around to it. But you know what? With this Broadway talk, I think this might be a good time. You know what? If
Are
you-
we transitioning from the bills?
Yeah. We're
done with that?
What are we going to bring up?
Lottery has evolved to
Well,
ugly presidents,
yeah,
has
I
evolved to
know.
Hamilton.
I was going to push this until the beginning of Morons in the News next. Now, Grandma's not a moron here.
Oh.
No, Grandma's not the
no,
moron.
No, she's a-
no,
she's a victim.
MJ.
No,
She's a victim.
she's a victim.
Okay.
Grandma. No. But that's where because it's running late here, so I don't want to get too late. But what were we going to say? Anything else about our currency?
Nope,
You had nothing else to say?
nothing.
Okay. All right,
Grant
fine.
is ugly.
All right, then
Franklin, although he seems jolly and like a good time, ugly.
Ben Franklin,
Yeah.
also not a president. $100
Also-
bill.
Just hideous.
Who?
Like a-
Ben Franklin?
yeah.
Mm.
I
With-
mean,
he had it with the 5 head, not the 4 head.
like
right,
an 8 head or something. I don't know.
6:32 at the MJ Morning Show. Back in a second. If you don't know the lady that got like racketeered up good on the whole, Lion King tickets, with the Broadway version coming to Tampa Bay. If you don't know that story, got that, and then just regular morons in the news all next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 104.7 FM. So. Time for the morons in the news, but I want to do the grandma story and the Lion King fiasco with the tickets at the Straz downtown Tampa. All right, now this is not, let me delineate, I'm not calling grandma a moron here. This is not a morons in the news story per se. It's just, this is the first opportunity after we did a quick little mention, after Fester brought up Broadway shows in Hamilton and blah, blah, blah. So I just don't want anyone to misconstrue the placement of this particular item. No, I saw an item, and I guess this became one of those Better Call Bankin' stories on Channel 8.
Okay.
Where, you know, some consumer is defrauded or somebody's wronged, and they what are you smiling at over there? Michelle's sitting there with like a you know.
I'm listening.
But you got like a smile on your face, like the like you just like the cat that ate the mouse or something.
I'm just listening, buddy.
All right,
She's
or
thoroughly
the
entertained.
canary, I guess, or whatever the hell. So this grandmother, first of all, should you really be paying $3,000 for 7 tickets to see Lion King in Tampa?
Okay, so
That seems like a lot of money.
yeah,
$3,000.
I went to the Straz's website during
Yeah.
the commercial break.
Okay.
And a lot of shows, the shows you want to go to, the weekend shows are all, they're mostly sold out.
Right.
Okay.
But then I found a Tuesday show at 7:30 where
Mhm.
tickets are, about $275 for the best seats.
Hold on, $275 for a ticket at the Straz?
But the service charge on them, and these Broadway shows are not cheap.
Yeah, all right, so here's the deal. Woman's name is Mary Gray, and she loves Broadway shows. Oh, boy, does Grandma Mary love Broadway shows. And when she heard that the Lion King, that the touring company was coming to the Straz, she said, oh, I've got to bring my entire family to the Lion King.
Everybody.
So she bought tickets back in November. $3,000. When was Lion King here?
It's here right now.
It's right now. It's going on.
I mean,
Yes.
you can have a ticket to tonight's show
Oh,
in
yeah.
the mezzanine level.
Yeah, how much?
$159.
That's a lot of money.
And you can get 7 of them together for tonight's show.
For up in the Mez and the Straz?
Yeah.
That
And
seems like a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's an experience.
Sorry to the Straz family, but it seems like a whole lot of money there.
Try seeing this in New York. How much is it there?
Up in the Mez?
In the Mez.
The second or third Mez.
Anyway. This is first Mez.
All right, so she had a problem. So Lion King is here right now. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will not be seeing it. But if you're going, enjoy the show.
Have fun.
All right. So she buys tickets back in November. 7 tickets, $3,000. That just seems like so for tonight with the mezzanine seats, you're saying $159. If she bought 7 of those,
I'm buying this off the Straz's site.
Yeah. That's one. Don't buy the tickets from these resellers because that's where she got in trouble. Buy the tickets directly from the venue, or if the events are sold out, buy them from a reputable site is what I would recommend. So 159 times 7. So Grandma Mary could bring all 7 people tonight for $1,113 instead of $3,000.
That's insane.
That's a crazy number. I'm sorry. So she, had a problem. So she called Bankin. Better call Bank. I can't wait till I have a problem where I got to call Bankin. But then again, I do have a radio show where hundreds of thousands of people tune in, and I've got a big fat microphone here where I tend to be. Better call MJ.
You know what? You don't even need the microphone. I've heard you on the phone.
All right. So
You don't. Nobody needs to call it. You just take care of it yourself.
Look, here's 7 seats in a row for tomorrow's show.
Yeah.
Right.
$128.
Oh, look at that. It gets cheaper. So instead of $1,113, how much? $128?
$128.
All right, times 7. That's only $896.
I mean, less than $1,000. You bring everybody. It seems like something you really want to do.
Instead of $3,000. All right. So here's what happened. So she later found out that she was buying tickets from a third-party vendor, a reseller, and not from the Straz. The reseller was called tickets-center.com.
Oh, I clicked on it right now. It's the first thing that comes up if you Google.
Because they buy the sponsored ads.
They're the top one.
They pay money, so they're the first search item. And a lot of people say, oh, man, look at that. They're the first one. That's who I want to buy from. That must be official. But if you look a lot, it says sponsored.
Yeah.
Right? It says sponsored. So you gotta find the real venue. Hey, what was it? Remember with was it Roxanne, like 2 years ago?
She bought tickets to a comedy club,
but
the first link when she typed in the name of the comedy club was a reseller.
So Roxanne, she was going with a bunch of friends to some comedy event at Side Splitters, and instead of buying like the $20 or $25 tickets from Side Splitters, she stumbled across some reseller trying to sell these $25 tickets for $900. It's like, what
something crazy
for a comedy club on Dale Mabry? Stop it. Just buy from Side Splitters directly.
If you want to go on Friday night to the Lion King, Ticket Center, tickets-center.com, they've got 8 tickets for $389 each.
All right, but you don't know if you're going to get the damn tickets like Grandma Mary here.
Right.
So she is expecting to bring all 7 of her family members to the Lion King at the Straz, downtown Tampa. And then I guess day of show, they say, okay, a representative will meet you out front to get. First of all, why aren't you getting like electronic tickets in your email? That's number one.
Right.
So they tell her that, sorry, but we can only give you 1 ticket. What? You're trying to bring your whole family there. So according to the Better Call Bankin report, a representative from ticketcenter.com told consumer investigator Shannon Bankin last Friday that Gray did not need to worry because she would receive an email about meeting the seller in front of the venue. Who meets a seller in front of the venue that they're going to hand you? What kind of sketch deal is this?
A scalper.
Well, a reseller. I mean, I understand why the reseller is fishy.
Listen,
how does Grandma just lay down on this one?
However, the day of the show, Gray said she got an email about obtaining only 1 of the 7 tickets, but not the other 6. The ticketcenter.com representative put Channel 8 on hold, came back to say the reason why 6 of the tickets weren't delivered is because Gray called her credit card company about the undelivered tickets last week, putting everything on hold. But wait a minute, but they told her that.
Well, is that true?
Apparently, they told her that she can only get one of the. So there was some. Who knows what the confusion is?
All right, hold on.
Anyway,
These people, these resellers sell to the first person who actually wants to buy it. If you're going to dispute a charge, then they're not yours.
Mm-hmm.
Gray said that her credit card company told her Monday that they're refunding the 6 tickets she did not receive in the amount of $2,618.
Okay.
So what? Grandma's going by herself?
Or you send your favorite grandkid.
Yeah. Little Timmy. Little Timmy, 7 years old. He's going to be all up in the Straz all by himself.
Jessica, Grandma doesn't love you as much as Timmy. Timmy, have fun.
All right. So I guess the investigation continues on the one ticket she was offered in another seat. Wait, so the ticket was not even one of the original seats? Anyway, just buy from the venue directly, or if things are sold out, I would stick with like Ticketmaster or StubHub. You know,
there's other resellers out there that.
Anyway.
But
So
man,
that's the Grandma Lion King story from downtown Tampa. You ready for Morons in the News?
you know what? Grandma might be a little bit of a moron. I know we didn't want to say that at first, but now that I really have more of the facts, Grandma's adult.
All right, we don't call Grandma Mary. Stop calling Grandma Mary.
Made some dumb decisions. And then there's Bank in here. Grandma got ripped off.
Grandma got ripped off by a reindeer.
Right, something like that.
Trying to go to Strass
Lion
Center
King.
on Christmas Eve. Or maybe April 9th.
If she disputed this charge with her card, and yeah, she overpaid, but she asked for it. All this place did was put up a website and tried to live up to their end of the bargain until it got hairy.
Until she either canceled the charge or disputed the charge.
It's like they ran off with her money. It's not like they didn't ever correspond with her again. They're giving her a refund.
Maybe she's running a racket.
This is a clickbait article on Channel 8's website, as far as I'm concerned, and Grandma's the moron.
I'm with you, Fester.
Yeah, seriously.
Grandma got run over by Ticketcenter.com.
Dun, dun, trying to see the Lion King.
Hang on
She
a sec.
just got one ticket for little Timmy.
Grandma got run over by Ticketcenter.com. Try to buy Lion King tickets at the Straz.
Yeah, there's something there. I mean, it needs some work, but there's something there. Yeah, Grandma's the moron. This is Morons in the News, and she's the first one.
Stop. Grandma Mary's not a moron. Leave Grandma Mary alone.
Listen, we should call her clickbait banking because that's all this is.
Leave Grandma Mary alone. Not to be confused with. Where
is it? Where is it?
Leave Brittany alone. There it is.
I mean, can I just be honest here?
Yeah.
Like, we're really worried about some grandma who was able to dispute the charge and get her money back, and she maybe still got one ticket. Don't we have bigger issues?
I mean,
we've got people who are still living in hotels over in St. Pete because they're about to run out of funds. I mean,
with hurricane stuff.
Yes.
Awful.
I'm worried about Lion King tickets. Boo.
Yes, that's a 1%.
I'm with you, Fester.
So listen to this. A drunk guy wearing a pink wig, fake breasts, and a pink thong was arrested Friday evening because he caused a disturbance outside of an Applebee's. Where? Right here in Clearwater.
Oh, the Clearwater Applebee's?
Oh, yeah. Cops say Daniel Ciriello, 49, was so drunk that he was unable to provide for his own safety and well-being. That's in the Clearwater PD police report. As he was stumbling around the Applebee's parking lot here in Clearwater, the extremely disoriented Ciriello tried to enter a vehicle that did not belong to him, according to the police report. When questioned by deputies, so I guess this was Pinellas County, they responded, not Clearwater Police. When questioned by deputies, Ciriello was unable to answer basic questions like where he was, where he came from, what state he was in. Sir, what state are you in? Well, apparently a complete state of intoxication because he couldn't even tell the deputies that he was in Florida.
I mean, Florida's a pretty big state.
Yeah. Arrest report does not offer any further details about Ciriello's clothing other than what we've told you. Arrested for disorderly intoxication, booked into the Pinellas County Jail, where he apparently was moved from the pink thong outfit into an orange prison jumpsuit outfit.
Why wouldn't the mugshot have the pink wig on?
Right.
Very disappointed.
My guess is he was probably doing a drag show.
Following a night in jail, Pinellas County Jail, Ciriello was freed from custody Saturday, pleaded to the misdemeanor charge, was ordered to pay $570 in fines and court fees. His home address is an apartment complex near the Applebee's. Resided in North Carolina, where he had a 22-year marriage that ended in divorce 2 years ago. And now he finds himself stumbling drunk in a thong, fake breasts, and a pink wig in an Applebee's parking lot in Clearwater. So, son, that's no way to go through life, okay?
The only thing this guy did wrong was a little public intoxication, okay? Just because he has a very, very,
Think so?
broad fashion sense.
All right. Hey,
Leave this guy alone.
when we get back, Fester would be in big trouble with this challenge. There is a challenge, and I would love to see. This would be hysterical to shoot video of Fester doing this challenge. All right, what is it? Also, teenagers gone bad here in Florida. Got a couple of stories. All next and more on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. Stand by. About to launch into the challenge that I would love Fester to take here. All right, hang on. Who am I? Line. Hi, good morning. Who is this? This is MJ, Fester, and Michelle. Who's this?
Yes, this is TroySUpman.com.
Hold on. This is your name is TroySUpman.com. Is that on your driver's license?
Yes, and you can pronounce it TroySupman.com too as well.
Oh, Troy Supman.
Supman.
All right, Sup man. Are you serious? Really? Sup man?
Sup man.
All right,
Yeah, bro.
What's up, Sup man? What's up, man?
What's up, man?
All right, so man, you never know what's calling.
Hey, check this out.
Yeah.
MJ, check this out.
Yeah.
I took the band The Cranberries, Deep Sea Fishing,
Wait,
30 years ago.
hold on.
Okay.
You took the band The Cranberries.
Yep. Zombie.
No, I wasn't.
in your hand.
I wasn't doing zombie. I was doing dreams.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, thanks. All right. That's good, man.
All right. All right. So wait. So I'm told you sent me an email at 1 a.m.
Actually, April 8th at 6:11 a.m. Check it out. I have a article.
Hold on. I'm on my
Okay,
email.
sure.
I'm on my email right now. I've got 2 emails from you. I've got one at 12:24 this morning, and I have one at 12:57 this morning.
That is correct. But the first one I wanted you to look at is April 8th at 6:11 a.m.
I don't have that. I gotta scroll down for that one. All right. So listen, I don't have a lot of time here. So
Yeah.
why do I need to know that you took the Cranberries, the band The Cranberries? Why do I need to know that you took them deep fishing 30 years ago?
Because it's a tribute and memory of a moment in time. And I wrote a book about it, and it's a rideshare story with a total twist.
Wait a minute.
So,
Wait. Hold on. Uber and Lyft didn't exist 30 years ago. What kind of rideshare story?
No.
What?
No, I quit trucking, 18 years of trucking. I started doing Lyft, and I picked up Dolores O'Riordan's childhood best friend in Dunedin, Florida. And,
And
it was
hold
amazing.
on. She's the lead singer of the Cranberries?
Yeah, she passed away, and
That's
the story. You have to know the story before I can move forward with it because I'm launching this book on the 16th.
Hold on, you're
which
launching
was-
a book about you taking the lead singer of the Cranberries deep sea fishing 30 years ago?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, that is correct.
How long is
And
this book?
so,
How many pages is the book?
it's about 98 pages or 88.
Can I
88 to 98.
Can I ask you a question? You said your first name is Troy. Is there any chance that your first name is actually Brock?
No.
All right.
He doesn't know about Captain Brock.
Bro, my lights were on. I wasn't sitting there.
I'm just thinking
Okay,
about.
that's not my dude, bro.
I'm just thinking about fishing charters.
Bro, I said, bro, you almost hit him. The other dude was cussing you out. Bro, you shouldn't come flying through the middle of the bridge. You know people fish here, bro.
Nope.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know if that's what you want to hear, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bro,
Apologize. Yeah. I wonder how many days this guy's on the water.
Me too, bro.
Yeah.
I'm out here all the time,
Yeah.
bro.
I'm 300 days a year on the water.
All right, bro.
Every day, I'm the best charter captain you'll ever meet in your
All right.
All right. So, Troy, how many days a year were you on the water?
So I did it for 10 years, and I went trucking cross country for 18 years.
All right.
So I did a private charter with the Cranberries before the No Need to Argue tour.
Oh, okay. All right. So, listen, I got to run, but tell me, so what do you need from me? You want people to read your book?
Hey, so you said you'd be a really good influencer, right? I tell you what, I'll put money on the table for you. If you can hype this up, this NFT project, after you read the book, it's launching on the 16th. So if you want me in the studio, I can read a chapter to y'all.
Like story time with Troy. With Troy, sup, man?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Supman.com.
Yeah, sup, man. All right.
Troy, supman.com. That's my
Troy, how long are you gonna need to read a chapter? How many minutes do I need to turn the microphone over to you?
Well, I can bring it up. You want me to do it on here? Okay, sure.
No, I don't want you to read. No, don't read the chapter now.
We're
No,
not there yet.
not yet. All right, Troy,
All right.
I'll be in touch with you via email, okay?
Yeah, I think they have my phone number because I called in on the 8th. And you need to check out, please, on the 8th, 6:11 a.m.
All right, I'll check your email. Yeah, I'll check your email from 6:11 in the morning. Absolutely, Troy. I got to run now, but
Thank you.
all right, but I'll be in touch. Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait to read your big pamphlet.
It's the best story you've ever heard in your life.
All right, give me one great item from you deep fishing with the lead singer of the Cranberries.
I spoke to her about how beautiful the day was.
Well, that's riveting. All right, hold on, Troy. Hold on a minute.
Troy.
Andrew will get any further information from you. So maybe we ought to have Troy in here.
Are you kidding me?
I have.
Let me know what day.
I hold on. What,
Yeah,
Michelle?
I'm saying no.
Yeah, let me know what
Sorry.
Let me know what day you want to have Troy and Michelle, and I'll take the day off.
So I was going to say we sit on the floor. We give Troy the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
We all sit on the floor in front of him. We get in a semicircle.
Oh, yeah.
We sit down Indian style. Oh, I'm sorry, crisscross applesauce,
Okay. All right.
and we listen to him read a chapter from his book about deep sea fishing with the lead singer of the Cranberries. I went fishing with Troy. La da 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 da. Every possible way. Right.
So it's story time with strangers.
I mean, Troy, if the juiciest nugget you have is that you talked about what a nice day it is, you're really not giving me a good sales pitch.
All right. Andrew,
gone?
tell Troy. Yeah.
All right.
All right, Troy, all right, well, Troy's on a hold still.
All right,
Tell Troy.
Did he get one of those blurbs from some other famous author on the back of the book? That's a really big deal.
I don't know. Anyway, so listen, I'm all about this. I think that we ought to have authors in reading chapters on the show. I think at least twice a week.
Yeah.
But apparently, Fester and Michelle are not on board with this.
So much stuff you want to do would make a better podcast than a radio show.
Every possible way.
Reading with MJ.
Is that a lyric in that song, or am I just like writing my own lyrics to the melody?
It feels like it's a lyric in that song.
Every possible way.
Troy should call his web provider because Troy Suppman doesn't come up at all.
Does not?
No.
Okay. Sup, man? All right.
right.
So 7:10 at the MJ Morning Show. Listen, folks, you listen to this program, you have no idea what's going to happen. You have no idea what's going to pop up. All right, Fester.
Yes.
I got to see you do this.
What is it?
Now, it's a foreign restaurant, so it's not here, but I'm telling you, a local restaurant needs to adopt this.
What is it?
It's the Skinny Challenge. They've got these narrow bars, and if you can squeeze through the bar, that dictates the discount that you get on your check at the restaurant.
That sounds awfully fattest.
So this restaurant offers you up to a 20% skinny discount if customers at the restaurant can fit their bodies through these varying spaces. So they have these bars, and the thinnest spacing, if you can get through that offers you the biggest discount. Then they've got the next thinnest, then the next thinnest, and then like the big wide one where you could fit through.
Right? No discount.
No discount.
Look, I'll take the no discount and pay the 20% and trash your restaurant. My fattest pigs.
All right, so here are the variations or the gradations here on the discount list. 20% off if you can get through the narrowest bar. So they have this setup outside the restaurant, and just imagine just these bars and the thin space. So the thinnest space, you get 20% off your bill, off food. The next thinnest, you get a 15% discount. Then the next is a 10% discount. If you can squeeze your body through the next thinnest or the widest while still getting a discount, that'll get you 5%. And the only one that Fester would legitimately fit through, full price, sorry, is what it says. Oh, the Fester just found the picture. Look at this thing.
All right, hold on. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this picture of this now. What country is this in?
This is in Thailand.
All right. These are spaced out more like prison bars. I mean, normal people can't fit through this. I mean, look at this guy trying to squeeze his organs through the 5%
The
discount
5%
bar.
discount bar.
This is a joke.
Yeah.
This is a joke.
I love this. So, what's the name of the restaurant? Restaurant in Thailand. It's the Chiang Mai Breakfast World.
Okay.
CHIANG. Chiang Mai MAI Breakfast World. And Fess has got the video now.
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Bring up the audio here. Are you ready? All right, start from the beginning.
Here you go.
All right, here we go.
We butter you up here.
We butter you up. All right, so the guy's trying to get through the 15%, not a chance.
Oh no,
Oh my gosh.
What if he gets stuck?
Now he's trying to go through the 10. So this guy's trying to get through the 10% discount.
You're good for 5. She already said.
He can't.
She said you're good looking. 5's good.
He can't get through 10, but
He got through 5% discount.
this guy got through a 5% discount.
And he is not a large man.
Fester, I don't know if you can get through the full price one, to be quite honest.
I don't think I could either. I would not go to the Chang Peng. What is this called?
It's the Chiang Mai Breakfast World in Thailand.
No thanks.
What
Thailand.
a concept. I'm telling you, this would be a hit here.
No, it wouldn't.
No, it
They would
wouldn't.
pick you.
Burns Steakhouse ought to put this out in front of Burns on South Howard.
Oh my gosh. That's like the worst place to put that.
Let me get David Laxer on the phone.
No.
Hey, David, I got a great idea. I want you to look at this video.
Gotcha.
You put the bars out front, 20% discount, 15% discount, 10% discount, 5% discount.
Why don't you pitch that at the next PDQ shareholder meeting, all right? All right, guys, listen. We make our own sauces, and we're going to have them squeeze through prison bars for discount.
Right.
Anyway, I tell you, let's have a well-known restaurant in Tampa Bay do this.
Yeah, it's called the Pinellas County Jail. Look at how thin these bars are. There are places with bars that men try to squeeze through.
Yeah. You might see something similar on Orient Road, right?
Seriously. I have no interest in
Oh, but all right, we've got a couple of teens gone bad. All right, first of all, number one, what frequent delinquent degenerate kids are beating up the freaking Easter Bunny at the mall?
What?
And this is a Florida story. What the living hell? 3 teenagers attacked a Florida mall bunny.
Oh, no.
A mall employee in an Easter Bunny costume. This happened on Sunday down in Naples. Naples police say the 24-year-old worker told them that she was on her way to break at the Coastland Mall when the teens approached her. Police said 2 13-year-old boys and a 14-year-old boy pushed, shoved, and pulled at her costume. 2 of the teens were placed under arrest for battery, misdemeanor battery. The third boy met the qualifications for a juvenile civil citation for battery, also a misdemeanor. And witnesses also corroborated the story. What the hell? Where were these kids brought up? 13 and 14 years old, and they're roughing up the Easter Bunny at a mall in Naples?
See, Santa doesn't carry presents on him, but the Easter Bunny does carry candy on him. So,
This is just horrific. Teens gone bad, man. This is awful.
I mean, if you're going to roll the Easter Bunny, you're going to get some, peanut butter cups out of it or something.
Not some hard-boiled eggs?
No.
I'm looking up the Coastland Mall, which is on the Tamiami Trail in Naples. Hang on. My reference for Naples is like Vanderbilt Road and 41 or what's the steakhouse we love down there?
Andres.
Oh, man. Andres. You go down to Naples, you got to go to Andres Steakhouse, man. It's kind of like the Peter Luger or the Wolfgang style. The big, giant porterhouse all cut up on the plate.
Do they have unlimited bread?
All hot and sizzling. Yeah, I believe you get some unlimited bread over there.
And they've got the bars out front for the discount.
They have a discount. Yeah. Why don't you bring that up to Andres?
Look, Michelle with a funny line. That's why people want Michelle to remain on the show.
All right, I'm out.
Hold on. No, I have.
What is that George used to do? He's out on the good line?
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm done. I'm out. No, I've got additional people that are like saying they love Michelle on the show. I'll address that in a few minutes. All right, before we take our break and we load up for an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ in just a couple of minutes, one more bad teenager story, Florida as well. Couple of Florida high school students taken to the hospital, drinking too much alcohol at the prom. What the hell?
Is that every year? I mean, is this really breaking news?
They got like alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a punch spike at my senior prom in Virginia Beach. The hotel was right next to the pavilion in Virginia Beach, and that hotel was subsequently knocked down. Michelle, I told you this. Our wedding was at the same hotel where I had my senior prom. Do you know I didn't remember that until years later?
Yeah, I know.
That's
just so weird.
It was weird. My senior prom was at the same damn hotel where Michelle and I got married in 1994.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Yeah, Winter Springs High School. Yeah, a letter sent to parents obtained by NBC Orlando, Wesh. The principal shared what he called a disappointing update. As you may be aware tonight, Winter Springs High is having our prom at SeaWorld.
That's a cool spot.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, we've had several students who were involved in sneaking in small containers of alcohol and others who already showed up inebriated. What the hell?
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, Principal Gaffney, Peter Gaffney, went on to say that a few students were taken to the hospital due to alcohol overconsumption. Man, they were ass blast drunk is what they were. He said that those responsible have been identified. Parents have been contacted. They face disciplinary action. Now, will that put your graduation in jeopardy?
Shut up, Mr. Principal.
Do you not get to...
I know, nerd.
Seriously, the thing is, they have it at this SeaWorld place that wants absolutely no liability. You show up there drunk, they're going to send you out in an ambulance. They can't tell you to leave.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just telling you right now. All right, we got to talk about, when we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of Nonstop MJ. First of all, Michelle, the praise continues to come in for you. And I got a little bit of a surprise coming up. So, a Michelle surprise.
You're going to do it? The surprise?
Hang on. Yes, I'm doing this. You don't know what the surprise is.
Michelle's going to win Employee of the Month?
Hang on. A Michelle.
I haven't even gone past my probation period yet. And I'm already Employee of the Month.
A Michelle surprise is next, among many other things. Don't move. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 1 hour, 20 minutes, nonstop MJ in minutes. It is 7:27 at the MJ Morning Show. Let's do it. 1 hour, 20 minutes nonstop. MJ starts right now. The Michelle surprise coming up in minutes. The horn honking debate with a demonstration coming up in moments. But first, quickly before I forget, Fester just brought this up. I got a warning from Fester. Just before I was leaving the studio and heading downstairs to the car in the parking lot with Michelle yesterday.
Yes.
Got a warning. Fester rings the phone. I'm like, what's he calling? I'm like, I'm doing my final cleanup here in the studio. Fester's already, gone.
Yeah, I literally saw you a minute and a half earlier.
All right. And then Fester rings my phone. What the hell is he? Why is he calling me?
Yeah. What the hell does this guy want?
So tell everyone what you said to me.
All right. I was like, hey, have you left the studio yet? And you're like, I'm about to. I'm about to go to my car.
First of all, I don't talk like that. I'm about to go to my car. I'm about to leave the studio. I don't talk like that. Stop.
My impressions are homages, not always 100% accurate.
All right, go ahead.
I'm about to.
So
I'm about to leave. I'm about to walk out to my car. And I'm like, heads up, there's a super creepy guy standing in our parking lot, which is completely out of place. I mean, I've walked into this parking lot now hundreds of times, maybe 1,000 times over the years now, 4 years we've been here. I've never seen this guy standing there. And what made him so strange is he had no shoes on, but he had flip-flops next to him.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like he came here in his flip-flops, but then he got out of them.
So the flip-flops are already too cash, and I don't like flip-flops. I hate flip-flops.
But this is Florida, and you accept them almost anywhere.
Right. So there's this guy standing in the parking lot, not far from where I'm parked, and he's just standing there, barefoot on the sidewalk in front of the parking spaces, barefooted with the flip-flops next to him on the ground, and also a giant drink cup. You know, like a 96-ouncer with a giant handle.
The biggest one they make.
Like 3 times the size of a Stanley tumbler.
And
all right?
overall, the guy, in a word, looked scruffy.
Well, he looked like he smelled bad.
Yeah,
he just looking at him, offensive, they smell bad. How much for your children? I want to buy your children. All right.
And I'm thinking, I walk out, and I see the flip-flops, and he's not wearing them. I don't know that I've ever seen a man just in public not in the shoes that he came in.
Fester gives me a warning, so I go downstairs with Michelle.
I don't say a word to this guy. I get in my car and I leave. I videotaped. I think I took.
You got him on video?
Not good video because I was fumbling around with it, but man,
he looked a little like Zach Galifianakis. He had a scruffy kind of beard on and everything. Just wasn't as funny as Zach Galifianakis. He didn't say anything funny. He was just standing there.
No.
All right, so
creepy Zach Galifianakis.
So you're gone. I go down with Michelle, and I'm observing him. And you know what? He didn't look to appear dangerous. Mm-mm. And I said to him, "Need some help?" He said, "No." In total normal, response, and the way he sounded, totally normally, he said, "Nope, my girlfriend's just on a job interview inside." I'm like,
and he's standing out there, not in the shoes he walked up to the building with.
You know what? She really would have gotten the job if she would have brought you in all barefooted. You know,
it was.
Meet my barefooted sandal-wearing boyfriend standing in the parking lot with a 96-ounce drink cup.
If he was just standing there with no shoes on, that would have been one thing. But the shoes were right there. Yeah, the flip-flops were right next to him.
It's weird, just strange. Who kicks off their already ultra cash, nearly barefooted flip-flops? Who kicks those off that is just standing on the sidewalk in bare feet?
I thought the guy was just a little out of place, and I was like, he's gonna harass MJ.
And hold on a minute. Andrew says he was what? Andrew, wait a minute. Andrew, what time did you leave the building? I left with Michelle about 10:05, 10:03. Andrew, what time did you leave the building? Turn your mic on.
I left around 11:15.
He's still there an hour and change later? How long was the damn interview that his girlfriend was on inside? What's a new company took almost the whole first floor. Do you know what the hell they do?
No.
So downstairs we have the law office, and then the whole like lengthwise of the building, some new company moved in there. I don't know what the hell they do in there, but there's a lot of people working in
I
there.
think it's like some kind of medical recruiting company.
Is that it? Some kind of recruiting
think
deal?
So.
All right. And then Michelle's all pissed at me. So why are you pissed at me?
Well, everybody's warning you about this weirdo down there, and he happens to be standing on my side of the car where I'm getting in, and you're acting all like worried and concerned. But what do? You walk over to your side, the driver's side of the car, and get in, and then you holler at him from your side. I'm in between you two. I'm either going to get shot in the back, or I'm going to be the in between. You're shielded by me. What kind of a husband are you?
So,
chivalrous, not.
Not chivalrous?
Yes.
Non-chivalrous.
Are we ready for the big Michelle surprise?
No.
Michelle.
You know I don't like surprises.
Listen, the listeners love you. I mean, the email, the direct message I continue to get, it's just I'm getting so many, I don't even forward them all to you. The listeners love Michelle, how Michelle has just kind of fit right in. You know, after the departure we had just before Christmas, I want a female voice on the show. You know, Michelle has been part of the show really since 1994. You know, we've had Michelle on the phone, countless times, maybe millions of times.
I don't think there's a number high enough to accurately represent how many times we had Michelle on the phone.
Well, Michelle, I want to pose a question. And I want to pose this question musically. So Michelle has been doing a kick-butt job on the program. So the question is crystal clear.
Like, why were you having that conversation? And now I know.
So you know who who did?
I know who did it.
You know who did the song?
Oh yeah, we're going to dinner and his ass is mine, buddy.
I'll play it
It's the second time he's done something like this.
Hold on. Chloe's mom. Hey, that's a classic. Hey, Andrew, put Chloe's mom up. The same extremely talented individual that just did our new "Should Michelle Stay or Should She Go" song. He put it on 19 as well. There you go. So the same guy did this awesome cut. Chloe's mom. Remember this? This is an MJ Morning Show absolute classic.
Chloe's mom married a moron. 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 Chloe's mom married a moron.
Absolute classic. And now we've got a new classic with Michelle. Should she stay or should she go? 7:38 at the MJ Morning Show. Are you guys ready for the horn debate? So we have an update. The horn blowing incident and the bottle throwing deal, and this is the former HCSO deputy arrested for throwing a bottle at a woman's head. Now, Michelle, you're a former prosecutor. Mm-hmm. If you were still at the Hillsborough County State Attorney's Office, maybe you would have prosecuted this case, right?
If she was still at the prosecutor's office, she'd be the prosecutor now.
Yeah,
okay?
you know what?
Let's call that what it is. Okay, I mean, she worked there 20-some-odd years ago. Yeah. If she was still there, she'd run the freaking place.
Or you might have been a division chief by now if you
it's
had
a lot
stayed.
of responsibility.
Yeah. All right, so here's the update, and we talked about this yesterday or early this week. The former Hillsborough County deputy arrested threw a bottle at a woman's head during this road rage incident. So, according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, incident happened on the 6th of April, which was Sunday afternoon at 12:45 p.m. The victim driver and her two teenage kids, they were south on Bell Shoals. They were at a red light at the intersection of Fishhawk Boulevard when the light turned green. The vehicle in front did not immediately go. The victim honked the horn to alert the driver. This is where we're going to get a little further, a little deeper into the horn honk. And we started to talk about this, but we pulled some audio-visual aids to help us with this debate.
That would just be audio aids, not visual.
Well, I'm helping you visualize with the audio. So it's my definition of
Everything
audio.
is your definition. Honestly.
Listen, come on,
MJ Audio Theater.
you know by now it's the world according to MJ.
Yes,
Come on.
I know.
Come on, everyone knows this. It's the world according to MJ. All right, so the car behind is just trying to honk to let the vehicle know, hey, the light is green.
Yeah.
You know, hey, any particular shade of green you're waiting for?
Yeah,
You know,
a little friendly toot, scoot, scoot.
So the vehicles then continue on to Fishhawk before the passenger in the suspect's vehicle, identified as 47-year-old Brandon Scott Parker, started to yell at the victim, the car that was behind that honked that, hey, the light is green. So according to the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, at the next red light at Fishhawk Boulevard and Mosaic, oh, that's a whole different deal. We've got a Mosaic story. Oh my! I got an email. I got a pissed off dude that you're gonna love this. So hang on, I'll morph into that after this story. So at Fishhawk and Mosaic, Parker throws the bottle at the victim, and the victim is hit in the head with the bottle. And according to deputies with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, the victim had a, quote, raised contusion and abrasion from being hit. That's in the actual Sheriff's Office report. During the investigation, it was learned that Parker was a former deputy with HCSO, and he worked at the Sheriff's Office from 2006 to 2016, and now he works at the Hillsborough County Public Schools as an investigator in human resources. I wonder if that gig's in jeopardy. So there, obviously there's a full investigation into the road rage incident here, and obviously the Hillsborough County Public Schools, they're going to be looking into this thing. Anyway, he was arrested and charged with throwing a deadly missile at or into an occupied conveyance, and the conveyance can be a home, the conveyance can be a vehicle, on April 7th.
So what's the new stuff?
I've got audio of the attorney for the suspect, for the bottle chucker. So this is the attorney for Mr. Bottle Chucker. What's his name?
Anthony Rickman.
No. Well, the attorney's name is Anthony Rickman.
Brandon Parker.
Yeah, but Brandon Parker, he's the guy that threw the bottle. All right, so let's listen to the attorney for the bottle thrower. This is attorney Anthony Rickman.
There's two sides to every story, and I'm confident when the other side of the story is heard that Mr. Parker will be exonerated from these charges.
Well, listen, all we know now is that the light turned green and the car behind gave a honk. See, this is where the debate's going to come in, and we'll get to that here in just a second. So more on Bottle Chucker attorney.
There's two sides to every story, and I'm confident when the other side of the story is heard that Mr. Parker will be exonerated from these charges.
It sounds like the same thing.
It's the exact same cut. Is there a reason why part one is the same as part two, Andrew?
He just wanted to reiterate.
Hold on,
point.
Andrew says he screwed up.
No. Mr. Rickman wanted to really hammer that point home, and he said it so nice. He said it twice.
Andrew, can I get part two in there? All right, let me play part three while Andrew is trying to put in part two. All right, this is part three.
We're not talking about a Stanley. We're not talking about a Yeti. We're talking about an Avion, like one of those squishy Avion water bottles in the direction of a vehicle. That is the allegation.
All right, so he's trying to say that it was not bad because it was a light plastic bottle. It wasn't like a heavy metal Stanley cup or a Yeti cup. Now, yes, granted that would hurt more if you got clocked in the head with a Stanley or a Yeti cup. That would hurt more than. But also, was the Evian bottle empty? Or was it actually Evian brand? Or was it a Zephyr Hills? Or was it a Nestle Pure Life? You know?
So every time I hear of a bottle being thrown, I just think of like the brown Budweiser bottle. Like that's my thing.
Like a brown glass beer bottle.
That's what I always think
like,
of when
someone gets cracked over the head with it in a bar fight.
You threw a bottle. Yeah. I don't think of these all but disposable water bottles that probably didn't leave any kind of mark or anything like that.
It was a quarter of the way full. So, because think about it.
So it had a little bit of weight to it.
It had to have some kind of weight so it could be hurled.
Right.
I mean, if you just throw an empty bottle out like that, he's right. Like it might blow in the wind, but it had some, weight to it.
All right, so one other
Guilty.
I mean, there has to be some kind of reduced charges. I mean, you're going to hit the guy with a lethal missile?
Well,
yes.
I don't know. Rickman here.
It wasn't a brick or a lead pipe. But throwing anything is against the law. You can't hurl anything.
This is an aggravated littering charge.
But
it's not. It's a battery. He chucked a missile at the woman. It doesn't matter that it wasn't a bowling ball or a medieval mace. But
also, he's a former HCSO deputy. So he should be well aware that he shouldn't be hurling water bottles, however full or empty, out of his car in a fit of rage. If he can't control himself better than that, come on.
You can't throw anything. You can't throw a tennis ball at somebody. That would be a deadly missile or hurling a missile. You can't. Oh, Andrew's telling me there were only 3 cuts. All right. So the one more. Here's the final cut from Anthony Rickman, attorney at law, representing bottle chuckers everywhere.
Yes. Mr. Parker obviously has had a distinguished career with Hillsborough County. He has served this community his entire life. He has no criminal history.
I get that.
All this makes sense. So what do you give? You give the guy what? Probation? You give him community service?
Again, he should know better that you don't chuck a bottle at somebody.
Yeah, the guy made a dumb mistake. It was the worst moment of his entire adult life. What are you going to do? Castrate him? I mean, seriously.
You take a look at the sum. If he has an impeccable record when he did serve with HCSO, then that should be taken into account. If he has no priors, no issues, no history, then that will be taken into consideration. But you still got to know better that you can't hurl something from your vehicle at another driver. And in this case, it struck the other driver, and the other driver had a contusion.
Contusion.
Wait,
okay.
no, Fester.
Hold on. You're okay with a contusion? Instead of a gash?
No,
so a gash would be bad, a contusion's not?
No, contusion is just a funny word. A contusion.
It's in the interest of public policy, right? Because if you have somebody hurling something out of a car like that, and what if that driver swerved into oncoming traffic to avoid it, not knowing what was coming at them, and then they have a head-on collision and someone else dies? Then what happens? It's okay. It's okay to throw stuff as long as you only end up with a little contusion on your head and it was a Nevian water bottle versus a rock.
So it's not okay. What do you do? Will you send a guy away for 5 years?
You can't throw it. No, he's not going to go away for 5 years. But listen,
hard time, crushing rocks, making license plates.
Fester, you can't.
Yes, tossing salads in prison. I mean, what's this guy going to do?
Oh my God!
You going to send him away for throwing a water bottle?
Hey, oh my God! What kind of dressing on that tossed salad?
I don't know. He'd have to work in the kitchen, obviously.
Apparently, jelly's the favorite.
A creamy ranch.
I don't know.
I'm a balsamic vinaigrette guy, by the way.
I meant he would be working in the kitchen in the prison.
All right, whatever.
So, preparing balanced meals.
All right, listen, let's...
What do you do? What are you in for, murder? I threw a bottle at a lady.
And it was an Evian bottle. It's like paper.
But so the hoity-toity upper echelon of bottled plastic water.
Yeah, it's not like it was even like a can of that liquid death water. It was like the hoity-toityest brand of them all. So Perrier?
Quickly before I move on. Oh, Cash Kitty's coming up in 12 minutes. Your shot at $1,000 with the Cash Kitty is coming up in 12 minutes at 8 o'clock. We'll give you the new word to text in and the text number. Your shot at $1,000 happens at 8 o'clock, minutes away. Then it does happen again at 8 a.m., then, at 10 a.m. So 8 a.m. it's coming up, then 10 a.m., then 12 noon, then 3, and then 5 this afternoon. All right, let's just take a moment on the horn debate. See, this is what we don't know. Was it the friend? And we brought this up earlier in the week when we talked about this, yesterday's program. So was it a friendly toot-toot? Or was it more of the angry, aggressive...
That's you all day long, buddy.
Wait a minute.
I mean, you're going to get a water bottle thrown at you.
If he's lucky.
Yeah, exactly. You'd be lucky. Yeah. That's all you get.
You know what? If throw a bourbon bottle at me with a nice,
that would really do some damage, unlike a water bottle with an ounce of water in it.
Throw a nice bottle of Pappy at me or something, or my nice bottle of Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. Yeah, hurl that, man, or maybe some Cavalon Vinho Barrique or something.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter the intent of the horn. His actions were inappropriate.
Right. You don't throw a bottle. But again, there is a difference, though, if the light turns green and you're still sitting there on your phone or twiddling your thumbs or whatever, there is a difference between a friendly and I mean, there is a difference, but still neither justifies the chucking of an Evian water bottle. As we move on here on the MJ Morning Show.
I just know what lawyer I'm going to call if I ever throw a water bottle out. This Rickman guy sounds great.
Anthony Rickman.
Yeah, I mean, he really sounds like he's doing a good job for his client. Rickman and Rickman for the bottle chuckers.
There
You
go.
already have an attorney.
Yeah. All right. So
a couple.
a lot of people are tightening their belts. We have some economic issues going on right now. There's concern. Are we going to be hurled into recession?
Have you looked at your 401k lately?
I have not.
Don't.
I have not.
Don't. 14%.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think
Well,
so.
it depends on
What you're in.
what your elections are, and how aggressive your portfolio is.
Yeah.
So, listen, there are some economists that think we are already in a recession. We've got the tariff issues, which have not completely played out. China was hit with 104% at midnight last night. Do you know the amount of crap that comes from China? And listen, I'm all for making stuff in this country. I'm all for juicing up manufacturing. I'm all for new factories being built. But, that kind of stuff could take 5, 10, a long time to ramp back up. But then there's the inherent increases in cost because it's just going to be more expensive to make stuff with U.S. labor versus, cheap-ass labor overseas. But this is what's interesting to me. And it's about these viral money tips. And it's being called sort of unhinged. The way people are trying to save money these days. And people are going on social media. People are shooting videos. And people are being asked to, share also what ways are you trying to save money. And it's kind of being classified as the most unhinged ways that people are trying to save money, these so-called money tips. So some videos are popping up, and I saw some show up in my Instagram Reels. That's where I saw this originally. And a couple of things. I'm not talking things like keeping a budget or waiting 24 hours. I'm talking about things that I do. So here's one individual. And it's not like, I'm keeping a budget or, if I want something, I'll wait 24 hours and
I gotta think about it.
Or no. It's more if I still want it after 24 hours, then I want it. See, for me, if I've always done this, I'm not a huge impulse buyer. If I want something, I'll sit on it for sometimes a week, a month, or longer. And then if I still want something or I have a need for it, then I'll pull the trigger. And Michelle's witnessed that. Sometimes I'm very patient. I'm not a real impulse buyer.
You're not a real buyer.
Explain.
Like you're not a real shopper. Like you don't really.
Yeah.
Neither one of us is really, to be honest with you. We really don't like to shop.
I can't picture you spending time at Home Goods in 2 PM just looking for decor.
Yeah.
You're not
like knickknacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tchotchkes.
Yeah.
So listen to this. Some of the unhinged ways that people are trying to save money right now.
I probably got 10 of them.
This person says, quote, I pretend I'm living in a dystopian society and the U.S. dollar is the only currency worth anything, and I can't let anyone else see I have money lest I be attacked and robbed.
All right, this isn't going where I thought it was.
Where do you think it was going?
Like
unhinged ways that people are talking themselves into saving money.
Okay, I stole mayo packets from Publix for like a year, so I don't have to buy the whole tub of Dukes. Yeah, the tub of Dukes is like $8 now. I don't use that much mayo. I'll just steal the packets.
Yeah, that's a problem, right?
Yeah.
How many packets of free mayo at Publix equal a whole 22-ounce jar of Duke's mayo or Hellman's?
I have no idea, but I use them 1 or maybe 2 packs at a time. I don't need the big jug.
Unless you're making like potato salad or egg salad or something, why do you need to get that big jar of mayonnaise?
Why do I need to spend $8-9 on a big old tub of Dukes? Occasionally, it's buy one get one, but still.
I
Well,
agree.
you just get packets and use the appropriate amount.
Thanks for the tip, Fess.
Here
You're
are
welcome.
more unhinged ways people are talking themselves into saving money right now.
I just saved you $8,
All right.
Mitch.
You did.
You ready? If I see something I like, for example, a T-shirt for $30, I ask myself, if someone offered me the shirt for free or $30 cash, which one would I choose? I almost always choose the money,
Yeah.
right? All right.
I play that with the kids.
When I get the urge to buy something online, I make a credit card payment. I take pictures of things I want so I can buy it later, but I have ADHD and never buy it later, so it stops me from impulse buying.
Yeah, my wife has like 800 things in her Amazon cart.
So do I.
But
Yeah,
she'll
oh,
never
yeah.
buy any of them. She'll
Yeah.
just
Right.
clean them out. Eventually, their season will have passed.
Right.
And I don't think it's deliberate. I think it's so it stays top of mind.
Yeah.
But
Here's
after
the
a
next.
while, you don't need it anymore.
Here's the next one.
Exactly.
Here's the next one. I ask myself, will this $20 item that I purchased turn up in a garage sale for $2 in the future?
Those are just really ridiculously long theatrical questions that I don't know.
So I saw a guy. It was like a home organization and money,
Uh-huh.
responsibility, to like little snippet. And he said, think about this. Everything in your house, everything used to be a pile of cash.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Oh, that's a good point.
he's
Yeah.
like, everything, your couch, right?
Yeah.
Let's say your couch is $1,000, $2,000.
Yeah.
For that couch used to be a pile of $2,000.
Yeah, yeah.
$2,000 cash.
See, I think that's a visual people should really be
Yeah.
able to, everybody can apply that. But the ones that are in this article
Yeah,
are a little
I live
obscure.
in a dystopian world where I'm
Yeah.
afraid of getting robbed.
First of all, how many people really know what that word means?
What,
Robbed?
dystopian?
No, robbed.
Like, dystopian society. Like you read George Orwell.
I know you know what it means. I'm saying you're
Alright.
reading it to other people. They're going to be like, what does that even like? This guy's got a whole theater of the
Alright.
mind going for
Alright.
himself. I'm not really sure that applies to
So
the average
Dystopia-
person.
dystopian society like George Orwell's 1984.
Did I say I didn't know what it means?
But other people that don't.
Hold
Like the Handmaid's Tale, that's a dystopian society.
Dystopia is the opposite of utopia. Whatever you think utopia is the exact opposite.
That's an even more
Chaos,
obscure word.
oppression. Utopia, everybody. I think utopia is not a bleak, awful, dreary.
I mean, I'm going to put a little theater in my mind when I want to go buy something and be like, am I living like the Handmaid's Tale? I got to put a little bonnet on my head and some crazy underwear. And
Speaking of money, Cash Kitty coming up in 2 minutes.
Take
all right?
pictures of that.
All right. Thank you, Michelle. All right. Cash Kitty coming up. Your chance at $1,000 happens in 2 minutes. We'll give you the word. But also, speaking of money, I've seen multiple stories that the Trader Joe's tote bag. Have you seen this?
oh, yeah, it keeps popping up on my feed.
Yeah. So the Trader Joe's, it's like a canvas tote bag. And did I screw up?
You did.
Well, hold on a minute. They had them at the South Tampa Trader Joe's yesterday.
What's wrong with you?
buy 'em?
Hold on. The guy in front of me bought like 4 of them.
Well,
So-
when you see somebody buying 4 of something that you're like, what the heck are they doing buying 4 of
but-
those? You need to just go buy 4 too. What's wrong with you?
So, as you know, I stopped at Trader Joe's yesterday. I ran some errands. I love the English peas in the produce section. I bought some of the whole, raw, unsalted cashews. Michelle, you're eating a yogurt right now. Do you still have the yogurt cup? Hold it up to the camera.
I ate it
Where's the cup?
in the trash can.
Okay, all right. Fessa, get the yogurt.
No.
I got one of the Trader Joe's. I bought the creamy vanilla. I got the raspberry cream, the blueberry. So I bought yogurt. So I'm at Trader Joe's yesterday. I'm checking out. I love the frozen cherries.
Is it the mini canvas tote?
Yeah. So listen to this. I see the guy. I remember seeing the tote stories for months about the Trader Joe's tote, and they keep selling out, blah, blah, blah. So I'm checking out, and this guy is buying 4 totes.
How much are they each?
They're like $3, right?
Yeah, so I'm looking at the Easter mini totes.
He's buying 3 totes, right? And as he's checking out, he notices that there's like a stain on one of the totes, and it's like a wet stain.
Yeah.
And no, there was nothing wrong with it. It was just it was just condensation from one of the frozen items that he had that made a little wet spot. It was going to be fine.
No, it can make a water stain, and then you can't sell it on eBay.
Anyway, so I didn't buy any totes. I'm watching this guy buy the totes.
You're a moron.
Well, so I get home, and I'm doing the show prep last night, and I stumble across this. Popular Trader Joe's $3 mini tote already reselling for a whopping $1,000. As stores try to restock and brace for another rush. Wait a minute, are you telling me that this tote, I could have bought it for $3 yesterday and sell it for, come on, that's ridiculous. No one's paying $1,000 for this free. But listen to this. This was a New York Post story last night. Mini product, massive resale price. Trader Joe's beloved mini tote is back with new colors, and the $2.99 item, which has become coveted by fashionistas, is now being resold on such sites as eBay and Poshmark for up to $1,700. Get out of here. Come on.
All right, so I'm on eBay right now.
Yeah.
And here's somebody with a ridiculous price. You know they paid $3 for it, $32.99.
I could have bought a handful of these things yesterday.
Well, something's wrong with you.
$19.99, $59.99.
You didn't bother to ask the guy in front of you, like, hey, dude, why are you buying those bags?
What time does Trader Joe's open? They open at 8 o'clock? Are they open right now?
Well, now you've announced it. They're going to be sold out by the time you get there.
All right, hang on a minute. Let me give out the Cash Kitty deal. We'll pick this back up in a second. All right, so if you would like your shot at $1,000, this hour's word is league. Fester, where are you going? Why are you walking out of the room? Oh, no. Did you just do what I think you... Oh, Fester just went out to expel.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But then I think you... Hold on. You walked back in too quickly. You probably dragged it in with... You're disgusting.
Did, but you were calling me. You're giving out the Cash Kitty.
That's unbelievable. Oh, my God.
I have to toot. I'll walk out the studio.
Oh, my God. Oh, jeez. All right.
I mean, listen.
All right, folks. This hour's word is league. League. Let me use it in a sentence. This hour's word is league. Fester's toots are in a league of their own.
That's why I went to the hallway.
Okay, so
you should be thanking me.
All right, text the word league, League, nationwide to 45911 before 8:25 for a shot at $1,000 cash, or you can enter it on the Q105 app or at myQ105.com. So that's the 8 o'clock hour word. We'll do another word for $1,000 at 10, another one at noon, then 3, then 5 p.m. today. For weeks to come, folks, your chance at $1,000 5 times a day here on the MJ Morning Show and on Q105. All right, so I wonder, Trader Joe's, let me get the phone number. We're gonna call them up. Trader Joe's South Tampa. All right, they're open. They just opened at 8 o'clock. All right, Andrew, I'm going to dial it up for you here. Hold on. 813, what's the phone number? 813.
You're telling everybody if they haven't.
I know.
I mean, if you really wanted one, you'd keep your big trap shut. But.
All right, Andrew, I'm calling Trader Joe's.
So right now they have like Easter colors.
Pick up Hot One. Pick up Hot One and see if Trader Joe's will talk to me.
See,
tell Trader Joe's it's the MJ Morning Show. MJ was there yesterday and has a question about what. Well, hold on. What do you mean they're super busy? Ask them if they have the totes in stock still, or have the totes sold out. What do you mean it's super busy? It's opened up. People lie.
Yeah.
Oh, they have a lot of them. All right, so Trader Joe's in South Tampa is saying they have a lot of the totes still in stock.
But which series, Fester?
Yeah, last year they had like the canvas with the green and yellow, blue and red, and now they have Easter colors.
Hey, Andrew, turn your microphone on. What exactly did they say to you at Trader Joe's with the miserable parking lot and the backed up traffic on Swan and Dale Mabry? What did they just say to you?
They said that they're super busy right now, so you couldn't talk.
Sounds like a scam.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a lie
but
to me.
They said that they have totes in stock, right?
He said lots of them.
Yeah.
All right.
So go buy and get some. Don't buy 100 of them.
But you didn't answer my question.
What's your question?
Which color series is it? Is it this Easter color or the darker color?
No,
primary colors.
I believe it's the Easter color. No, because the water stain from the frozen food that the guy had, that he put the food on top of the tote, It was the light blue, the powder blue one.
Yeah, that's Easter color.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, boo.
They have the Easter colors in stock.
They should make cute little Easter baskets.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why a lot of people are probably buying them.
Yeah, I'd buy
right?
one
Like, but
for Easter
who's paying $1,000 or $1,700?
Nobody.
Come on, no one's
Nobody.
buying. Come on, give me a break. That doesn't make any sense. All right, 8:05 at the MJ Morning Show. So Michelle's laughing last night. What were you laughing at? Michelle's reading a Washington Post piece with more details on the fight in the air traffic control tower at Reagan National Airport where, was it a supervisor punched a subordinate in the face in the tower?
In the face, causing blood.
What the hell?
That's a high-stress job. Man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. 3 air traffic control managers with responsibility for Reagan National Airport have been pushed out of their roles in the wake of a violent altercation in the tower, according to the Federal Aviation Administration. We brought in a new DCA management team to ensure support for the workforce, an FAA spokesman said. The changes come a week after a supervisor in the tower was arrested and accused of punching another controller in the face over a minor dispute about work, which followed the near miss of another passenger jet and a military plane after we already had the mid-air collision of that American Airlines CRJ. Was it a CRJ that was that what was?
I don't know.
Yeah, the commuter jet that was broadsided by the Apache helicopter.
Mm-hmm.
And you got the controllers, they're punching each other in the face? What the hell's going on?
It's been a rough couple of weeks there in Washington.
That's insane. All right, I got a couple of emails I got to deal with. And one, remember I mentioned Mosaic?
Yeah.
Great. Listen to this. Listen to this interaction I've had with a listener. So do you remember yesterday when we talked about the horn honking story with the former deputy and the bottle chucking incident? And I mentioned that the next intersection was, what was it, Mosaic.
They have an office in Fishhawk. And
Right.
They named the street after the company.
Right. So I made an off-the-cuff, funny little quip, a remark. I'm like, who names a street after phosphates? Or after a phosphate company. Apparently, this dude is all bent out of shape. Yeah, I'm talking about you, Lance Oscar. Lance Oscar, if that's really a real name. He's got a Gmail account here, which I don't know. It's one of those, it's got a name and then like 070969 at Gmail. I'm like, come on, what the hell? I don't know if this is real. Listen to this email. This is the crap I got to put up with. This is like the psycho babble that I get from some listeners. From Lance, and the subject line is Mosaic. I'm like, what? Well, Mosaic? What? And then I had something with Mosaic, and then he reminds me that, yeah, we're talking about the bottle throwing incident, and then the next red light was Mosaic. And whatever. And I made a comment. It's a joke. I made a comment. So this guy, Lance, writes, one of your remaining few listeners had your show on in the office this morning. Heard your asinine rhetorical comment about who names a street after a phosphate company. I realize you're largely out of touch with anything beyond your pious, myopic existence.
That's true.
But the answer is simple. It's named for the freaking Mosaic office that's there. Crazy, right? Naming a street for the business that built it and the office on it. Dumbass.
What? You mean the street is named after the multi-billion-dollar company?
It was a joke. Can you take a joke?
Well, this is literal Lance, and he takes everything literally.
Lance, why so angry, Lance?
I mean,
Lance Oscar, do you think he works at Mosaic or does he work somewhere else? He doesn't delineate whether he actually works at Mosaic. I've got no problem with Mosaic. It's a big employer in the Tampa Bay area. I've got no issue with Mosaic or, whatever their previous name was, something phosphate, Florida, whatever there was. I remember, driving through Bartow, it was a different name years ago. And now, now it's been Mosaic for a while. So I do respond to Lance via email.
what'd you tell him? Thank you for enlightening me. I had no idea about this multi-bazillion-dollar company in our area that employs thousands of people?
I know. Of course I know about Mosaic.
I think so, yeah.
And the clever little, graphic that they have,
Sure.
showing like what appears to be like a multicolored square
Right.
box mosaic.
The name like Mosaic, you'd think phosphate work is a
So
business.
I write Lance Oscar back.
It's hard work.
Lighten up, pal. It's called a joke.
Oh.
And then I also point out that the MJ Morning Show ratings are currently very, very good. Listen, we were number one.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't.
In January, we were like number one, 25 to 54 persons in the entire market. Number one morning show in town in January. February, we were I number 2 or 3.
That's when the show came on.
They're going to bounce back. They're going to bounce, all around.
Fluctuate a little bit.
All right. So I point out that the ratings are great, and he's trying to say, one of your remaining few listeners had your show on, and I'm
Hold on.
bitten, I'm stung.
Hold on.
Oh my God, you plunged a dagger into
Hold
my
on.
heart.
Stop.
Yes.
Are
What?
you more butthurt that Lance got the one of your remaining few
No,
listeners?
no.
Because it sounds like you're more butthurt over that than the Mosaic
all right,
kerfuffle.
So I wrote him back, lighten up, pal. It's called a joke. And I talk about the ratings, and then I say, take a chill pill, and I end it the exact way that he ended his. Dumbass! That's Dumas. So
if you people think
I
MJ,
got to check back and see. I haven't checked back to see if Lance responded to me.
if you're a listener of this show
Lance Oscar.
you think MJ won't,
Show your face, Lance Oscar!
if you think MJ
You
won't
anonymous
sync, God damn it.
emailer! I'm sorry, what?
Nothing. Who
No,
gives a
go
crap?
ahead.
If you think MJ won't sink to your level, people, you are absolutely wrong. Because not only will MJ sink to your level, he will go lower. Big time radio show here has nothing better to do than call Lance a dumbass.
No, Lance called me a dumbass.
Then you call it back.
Lance called me a dumbass first, so I called him a dumbass back.
And you have to point out the ratings. And by the way, for your information, in the latest rating, we finished 2 with dwarfs.
Can I read a much more pleasant email?
Please.
Hey, MJ. Love the show. I just wanted to tell you that your favorite cream cheese is a BOGO at Publix through tomorrow, which I think she sent this yesterday, so I think the BOGO is good through today.
Yeah, today's the last day of Publix weekly sales.
Yeah, the one in Carrollwood has some, from Kelly Wallace. Kelly, I like you. You're not a dumbass. Kelly, you are not a dumbass. Kelly, you're a cream cheese cutie. All right? You're not a dumbass, Kelly. So it's Temp Tea. The best cream cheese you can buy, folks, is Temp Tea, TEMP -TEE. My favorite New York style cream cheese, the best out there. And I guess I didn't know this. So, Michelle, we got to stop at Publix on the way home and hope that there's still supply left.
Nope.
And we'll probably get 2 BOGOs, so end up with 4 little containers. And by the way, Temp Tea cream cheese, I don't know why you're messing with Philadelphia and the others. And in fact, I think Temp Tea is actually owned by Kraft now. I think they might actually own it. But it's made, for like decades and decades. It's made at a factory in upstate New York.
Yeah.
And it's a really good cream cheese. And it's the little white tub. It's white and pink. So it's a pink and white tub. And that's Temp Tea.
Are you just making it so much easier for people to run in and grab their BOGOs before we get there?
Yeah, I mean, first thing I go to Trader
Jeez.
Joe's and get their cannabis.
Yeah.
They're gonna go to Trader Joe's and get the $3 tote that's hard to get, and then they're gonna go to Publix and fill the tote up from Trader Joe's with Temp Tea cream cheese. Anyway, just the differences, ladies and gentlemen, in the difference of the emails that I get. Hey, just want to bring it up again. I'm very, very pleased with the number of shares that my carbon monoxide detector video is getting. Again, several high-profile stories lately of carbon monoxide poisoning. I've talked about getting a detector, folks, to travel with or have in your actual home. I've talked about this for years, maybe 15 years on this show, and I can't tell you how many people have emailed me, not calling me a dumbass, thanking me for pointing this out, and they've ordered one. I have dozens and dozens and maybe hundreds of emails. And you can, it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds when you combine the people saying, hey, after we heard about the Yankees' former player and his son having carbon monoxide poisoning and passing away in Costa Rica, I had hundreds of emails. MJ, what is the carbon monoxide detector that you recommend? Listen, this is the one that I settled on, but there are many other carbon monoxide detectors out there, and they're cheap for what they do. They're inexpensive. Just make sure you get one that's highly rated. Check the ratings. Make sure it's UL listed, so you know that it went through rigorous UL testing. But if you haven't seen my video, it's on my Instagram. It's the last thing I posted. It's the top item, and it is on Certified MJ Radio. Just go to Certified MJ Radio. That's my Instagram. If you don't follow me, give me a follow. It would be highly appreciated. Certified MJ Radio, and I'm showing the carbon monoxide detector. But what I wanted to point out here is that this thing already has hundreds of shares, over 200 shares, which is high. That's good. That's great. There's 450 likes, and the views are good. I think we're almost at 10,000 views. We're over now. So this video has 10,300 views right now and over almost 250 shares, which is good. So, folks, get a carbon monoxide detector. The one I have is on Amazon for $37.50 right now, and you put it in your luggage. I would have one in the house, and then you have one you travel with. So whenever you travel, you put it in your suitcase, and you have it out in a hotel, motel, wherever. Even a friend's house. You don't know if they got a leaky freaking water heater, that could, poison you and kill you in the middle of the night. What are you laughing at?
What are you going to dinner or play cards at a friend's and you just carry around your carbon monoxide detector?
Yeah, listen, what are you? No, if you're staying somewhere, I don't know if you're awake and playing poker, I don't know if you need one with you there. But
All right, so get this.
Yeah.
What?
$37.50 on Amazon.
That's what I'm saying. 2
of them.
Yeah.
Cost $77.99.
Yeah.
So 2 of them are actually more expensive than buying one twice. 70.
No.
35 and 35 is 70.
Yeah.
250 and 250. It's $75 to buy 2 individually. But if you bought the 2-pack, it's $78.
$77.99.
$2.99 savings by buying 2.
That's not supposed to work that way.
I have that happen all the time.
I looked at it yesterday at the end of the show, and I kind of did. I did the math because I can't add $37.50 and $37.50.
Yeah, $75. So you buy 2 individually, it's $75. If you buy the 2-pack, it's $77.99.
Yeah.
You think you're getting a deal buying the 2-pack?
You're getting screwed if you buy the 2-pack.
You know what? Anyway. People just click it because they go, "Oh, it's a 2-pack. It's a better deal," and they don't even do the math.
Do you know what I think I'm going to do?
Oh, I don't even want to know.
I'm going to start a new trend. Remember Flavor Flav wearing the big clock around his neck? I'm going to get a big gold chain and hang a carbon monoxide detector around my neck.
Yes.
I won't be going anywhere with you.
Flavor Flav! That's what I'm going to do.
Carbon monoxide! Tell you what, don't stand near me because I'll be setting that thing off left, right, and center.
Yeah, I don't know if your gas will set it off. Yeah, that's methane.
Oh,
I don't think it's gonna. It's not gonna set it off. All right. So, what happened with your barbecue grill? And then a buddy of ours, a friend of the show, their restaurant took a bullet last night.
Unbelievable.
What the? Is he available to take our call?
Yeah.
All right. You have his number?
Yeah.
All right. Write it down for me. All right. First, though, can you explain? Fester sends me an email last night about. You're part of a rib cook-off?
Yeah, so every year I enter a rib cook-off / barbecue competition.
All right.
The Rough Riders sponsor it. It's this Saturday, and they have guys who form teams, and the teams go, and they make ribs, and it's judged. Last year, I won 3rd place in appetizers.
What was your appetizer?
Little hot dogs with a brown sugar barbecue sauce.
That's what
I put on the smoker.
I want to eat food Fester makes, knowing that he's blowing out farts in the hallway.
Listen, that's a sign of good food right there.
Sorry, folks.
Last year, I brought my big smoker.
I've got no filter.
That's okay.
All right, go ahead.
That's what we're here for. We're going to have fun. Last year, I brought my big smoker, and it was too big to carry. I realized, you know what? I don't want to do that again. I almost broke it. So I was like, I got to buy a new smoker. I didn't want to. I have a great smoker, but it's not portable. So I was like, you know what? Damn it! I just got to bite the bullet and go to Home Depot and look at their smokers, and I'll pick one and buy it. Anyway, I go to the Home Depot yesterday, and I settle on the Weber Smoky Mountain smoker. Right? It's a great smoker. It looks
That's
like
funny. I settled on the Weber Fart Factory smoker.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
All right.
They were out of stock on the fart factories.
Right.
So online, Home Depot has this grill, this kettle grill.
So it's a kettle
smoker.
grill, like
it's a smoker.
Okay.
It looks like R2D2
all right.
for $400.
Okay.
$417.
$417. Yep.
And I'm like, you know what? That's more money than I want to spend on this. You know, I'm probably
Yeah,
gonna-
really.
I mean, I have a smoker at home. I'm only going to use it for this competition. I'm probably going to return the damn thing, right? So I was like, you know, I guess got to bite the
So
bullet.
wait a minute, you're going to use it for the competition, then return it?
Yeah, I mean, come on. it's
God,
Home
you
Depot.
are
It's-
such a.
okay. So
Go ahead.
This is the exact one I bought on
Right.
on
It's
Home Depot.
$419 on HomeDepot.com.
So HomeDepot.com $419. I take it to the register, and the box is a little beat up, but it's never been opened. It's still factory sealed, so I feel good about it. And these boxes get tossed around.
Hold on, you're not on Home Depot. You're on thebarbecueguys.com.
Oh, Home Depot is like about the same price.
Like, so it's $419 on the Barbecue Guys website.
I think on the Home Depot site it's $417.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, Home Depot. There's another one for $5. That's a bigger one. So it's like $400.
All right. So
And I'm
what happened? Why are you telling me the story?
Okay. So I get up to the self checkout and I'm
Right.
trying to scan it, and there's
Let me guess. You scanned a Snickers bar, one of the impulse buys for
No,
$250 instead of the
nothing like that.
$400 smoker.
Nothing like that.
Yeah.
So
You skip scanned.
there was no. I only had one item in my cart.
All right, what happened?
There's no good UPC on it because like the UPCs had like were scuffed or they had they might have been like just torn a little bit because it's a big box.
You probably did that.
No, it was just this box has been sitting on the ground for a while, And I call the guy over and it's like, hey, I can't scan this.
Well, was there another? There was no more.
There was no more.
This is the last one.
The only one they had.
And the UPC scanner was the scan. The
barcode was
the
like
barcode on the box is damaged.
smudged. Or whatever. It didn't
Yeah.
register with the gun.
Okay.
So the guy goes, no problem. I'll just enter in the number. He enters in the number, and it shows up for a penny.
What?
What?
And I start freaking out.
Say
I'm
what?
like,
Like clearly,
clearly, in my life.
the guy's not going to sell
Grill,
you.
penny, 1 cent. And I'm like,
Wow.
it's 1 cent. Oh, but I start patting my pocket for change. I have no change on me. I start asking the guy next to me, hey, can I borrow a nickel?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
one penny with tax is how much?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll give you the change back. I need a
Can
I
you
need a
put?
penny.
Can you even put 1 penny on a Visa
Yeah,
or a
sure.
Mastercard
I
or
mean,
American Express?
Any amount would have gone on my card. Yeah, but I'm like, it says a penny.
All right,
It's
so
right there. So
they're
anyway,
not obviously going to sell you the grill for
There's
a penny.
Group of guys on like YouTube and on the TikTok and on Instagram that actually have a channel based around Home Depot penny deals.
Really?
What?
The deal is Home Depot marks something down to a penny
Yeah.
when they're going to throw it away.
Hold on, you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fester.
Hold on, you got the smoker for a penny?
No, so the guy says, I can't sell it to you for a penny. And I'm like, why not? It's rung up on your system
my God.
for a penny.
Yeah.
He's like, this means we have to destroy it. I can't sell it to you. And I was like, oh, sheesh. I thought I was going to get this $400 cooker for a penny. I was flipping out.
So what happened?
So then the guy lifts it up and he's just looking around. He goes, let me just see something. On the bottom, I didn't
Right.
look at the bottom. On the bottom was a yellow clearance sticker for $113.
All right.
He says, if I sell it to you, I have to sell it to you for the lowest advertised price, which is $113.
Okay, fine. It's a $417 smoker
And I'm
for
like-
the penny is like just outrageous.
I know. So I'm like, well, hold on a second.
How about
It
we
was a
split the
penny.
difference? How about $50?
Yeah, and I'm like, I even said something. I was like, yeah, I should get something for my time here. But he rang it up for the $113, so it came to $120 with tax.
Right.
But it dead ass rang up for a penny on the system.
Wow.
And then I read online that Home Depot has the penny policy.
So should he have sold it to you for the penny?
No, because the policy is
Oh,
if
that-
the employees see it. But if I would have been able to scan it
Oh,
without calling the guy for help,
1 penny, you're out.
I would have checked out. I would have had a receipt, and I would have been gone.
And you know what? A lot of times people don't even
Wow.
look at it, right? Like, I'm really bad about that. When you're checking out and you use your card, you're bagging up stuff or you put it in the cart,
Yeah.
you press your card against the scanner thing. what is it, the tap and pay?
Yeah.
And then you just pull the receipt out and go.
Wow.
I would have maybe even never noticed that it was for a penny.
But there's a whole group online that talks about hot Home Depot penny items. And I have a friend who works there. He's like, it's not a real thing.
Wow.
But there's guys buy stuff. This
Apparently it is.
$417 cooker, which I was ready to spend that much money on.
Yeah.
I ended up buying for $120. Now I kind of feel like they robbed $120 from me.
And now you're going to keep it.
They should have sold it to me for a penny.
Do we still have that?
I'll keep it forever.
Do we still have that fat Michael Jackson lookalike on the MJ Morning Show Facebook page?
Yeah, I put it up there a couple days ago.
Is it the top item?
It should be. I don't think I posted anything.
Oh my! You got it, Michelle. Have you seen this?
Mm-mm.
There is some fat dude, right? A heavy guy, and he looks like Michael Jackson. I mean, it's uncanny. It's like Michael Jackson at what, 250 pounds, 275 pounds?
A really big guy.
Oh my God! But you look at the guy's face, and it's like puffy Michael Jackson. It's like, wait a minute, maybe Michael Jackson did not die. This is him. He's just put on a ton of weight.
Yep.
You gotta see this image. All right, Fest, look at this. Look at this guy. It's
amazing.
Is that unbelievable?
Michael Jackson's alive.
I totally stole it from the internet. I don't know where it got started, but this picture's incredible.
But then there's another element to the story. We'll get to that in a second.
What's that?
Folks, Fest, you didn't see the shirt he's wearing?
No.
All right, hold.
Oh my God.
I don't know what that means.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it means,
Oh, no.
but hang on a minute.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Folks, go to our Facebook page. It's the MJ Morning Show Facebook page. It's the top item, and it is a dude that, what do you think he weighs?
290? I mean, 300 pounds?
I don't think he's that heavy, but
285?
it is puffy, fat Michael Jackson. I'm telling you, Michael Jackson is not dead. Dr. What's his face?
Murray, Conrad Murray.
Yeah, Dr. Conrad Murray did not kill Michael Jackson with an overdose of,
Nope.
of propofol. He's alive, and there's a picture of Michael Jackson today on our website, but he's ballooned up quite a bit. All right? Ozempic is what I'd recommend, or Wegovy.
Yeah.
All right, so take a look. Go to our Facebook page, MJ Morning Show Facebook. Yeah, Andrew's going.
When is it?
Andrew has already bought tickets to see Weird Al Yankovic. He's going to be at a parking lot in Carrollwood. No. All right. Andrew, where and when is Weird Al Yankovic?
Big Hair Sound, September 25th.
All right.
So still a couple months away.
Yeah, September 25th.
So you like the shirt? You want me to get what size or color do you want?
now
Because I can get it on Amazon for you.
Hey, what does that mean? Do we know what this means? So, Fester, go back to the shirt. So the Michael Jackson lookalike has a shirt begging for a pagan. What does that mean? And then it has that triangular game like
a Cracker Barrel.
Like it sits, like it's the one that sits on the table at Cracker Barrel, where it's the triangular chunk of wood where you got to do the golf tees. You know, so begging for a pagan. What is? I was thinking it was some kind of sexually deviant thing or something. Do we know what this shirt means?
Yeah. If Urban Dictionary gives a couple of.
Do I want to know?
I'm just going to get you the shirt.
You know,
Michelle, don't buy the shirt. I am not wearing begging for a pagan.
No, working in with all your pizza and dive shop shirts. And
hey, I'm wearing a Lynn Haven Dive Center from Virginia Beach scuba dive shirt right now.
And then once a month on MJTV, you'll be wearing your begging for a pagan shirt.
But also all my New Balance shirts that I wear.
I found an article from 2019 in Allure just to give you an idea of what pegging might mean.
Yeah.
A guide to pegging your partner with a
I don't know.
strap on.
All right, so Michelle, stop it. Cancel.
You wanted to know what it meant.
He really did.
I don't know.
He thinks he wanted to know, but he doesn't want to know.
I don't want to know.
He doesn't want to find out either.
I don't want to know. All right, Fester, moving along. So, folks, go to our Facebook page. We don't promote the Facebook page much, but we've got like 30,000 followers on that thing. So, hey, give us a follow on Facebook as well. It's the Fester. You're pretty active on it, aren't you?
No, I'm really doing a terrible job.
Well, listen,
it's really very disappointing.
Do a better job with our Facebook page. MJ Morning Show Facebook page. Go look at Michael Jackson today at 280 pounds and begging for a pagan T-shirt.
Yeah, T-shirt aside.
And give us a follow on. And there's also a funny graphic of me as a little Easter bunny.
Well, it's seasonal.
And Fester.
It's seasonal appropriate. And the
Right.
person who made this, MJ, remember I told you I have a new Photoshop person, which isn't
Right.
very talented, but they work for free?
Yeah.
It's Chris from KJacks.
And that's who we have to call
That's what
right
to
now.
call next.
All right, so our buddy Chris, whose family owns KJacks, the famous longtime South Tampa institution, KJacks for Ribs, right on Gandy, used to be there. They're gone. They sold the property, and they moved out to Seffner. So KJacks' place for ribs is now in Seffner. Fester calls me yesterday and says, "You're not going to believe this. Guess whose restaurant just got shot up?" And I'm like, "What?" And he says, KJacks took a stray bullet from a drive-by. But do they have any idea?
The cops gave him a couple of ideas of what it might be, because, of course, he called the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office.
Did somebody think Iraq was too expensive? I mean, what?
You getting pissed off at KJacks?
All right, I'm calling Chris. Family owns KJacks Ribs, now in Seffner, to find out what the heck happened.
Hello.
Chris, MJ, Fester, Michelle, MJ Morning Show, welcome.
Good morning. How's it going?
Yeah, he's been in studio. He brought us a whole bunch of food, a couple of months back. Good stuff. Always like KJacks. So, Chris, what happened? What time? What did the cops tell you?
About 8 o'clock last night. A couple customers sitting there at that table right there, say, eastern side. Noticed a little crack in the window, sudden jump. Oh, there's a hole in the window. Cops come out a little later and say it could be from a drive-by, could be 22 down the road. Who really knows? They were going to follow up later.
There is a bullet hole in your glass, and you can even see the whiteboard with, like, the menu behind the bullet hole inside the restaurant.
Oh, yes.
All right, now, hold on. Let me just delineate here. Let me clarify. Your customer is sitting there. Did they just notice the bullet hole in the window, or did it happen while they were sitting there?
I'm assuming they heard choop like that.
Oh,
and
they
then looked up and noticed it.
Oh, it happened while they were sitting at the table. They heard the. Oh my!
Exactly.
So this happened about 8 o'clock last night.
Maybe a little earlier.
Oh man!
About 8, yes.
Wow! Thank God the customers weren't hit by a rat. Did they find the actual bullet?
No, they did not. It did not go through and through. It's a double pane window.
Yep.
And it only pierced the first, and shatter effect right out there.
But wouldn't the bullet, would it just fall or be within a reasonable range of the window? Did anyone look for the actual bullet?
Oh, they definitely looked for probably about 30 minutes.
Yeah,
they
listen,
could not find anything around there.
Hey, it's Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, listen, the HCSO is going to do a thorough investigation. That is unbelievable that they couldn't find the bullet.
Absolutely. I'm actually right outside of the window now looking, double-checking just in case.
Oh, my God. So you guys are on South Parsons Avenue now in Seffner.
Yes.
That is
right at the corner of MLK and Parsons.
All right, so Fester said that the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office might have, they offered some suggestions of what were the options, what were the possibilities that they floated on why you took a bullet to your window?
They think it might have been some exchange on the road, possibly stemming from fight down I-4, coming down MLK, and then possibly coming down Parsons, but they don't really know. They said if they heard anything, they were going to follow up with this morning. Haven't really heard anything too much just yet. So
remember, we have the motorcycle club story where one of the motorcycle dudes fired a shot at a car on what was that?
That was on I-4.
That was on I-4 as well.
Yeah, the outlaw guy.
Yeah, Outlaws Motorcycle Club. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chris.
So it seems pretty crazy, that's for sure. Floridians in their crazy driving and road rage.
Oh my God! Listen, I'm happy that the bullet did not enter. It did not. I mean, thank God you've got double pane windows, right?
Absolutely. We're just very happy. Nobody got hit. Nobody got hurt. It was just like a sudden, oh, wow, that's pretty dang crazy.
Maybe somebody was saying that, hey, KJacks is like #1 with a bullet in the barbecue book.
Hey, I ain't seen Sonny's around in a little bit.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's some good barbecue trash talking right there, Chris.
All right, listen, Chris.
I picked the big, not the little.
Chris, if you have any update, let us know immediately. But that's terrible. And what about the window? You got to get it replaced now, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How much is that going to cost you? Is it covered by insurance?
Hopefully, but it's probably going to be around $700 to $1,000, maybe. Hopefully, we're going to get a good deal.
Hey, any window and glass companies want to help our friends at KJacks and replace the window and get a plug on the MJ Morning Show? We'll do it.
Hey, absolutely.
Yeah, let us know. Give me an email, mj@mjmorningshow.com. That's mj@mjmorningshow.com. Chris, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, bring us some ribs soon and some pulled pork, would you?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
All right,
Keep 'em away from
festival.
your dogs this time.
Festival. Say it again.
I said keep them away from your dogs this time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you, buddy. Oh, and then Festival. When is the? Have a good one, Chris. When is the Cuban place? There's another barbecue place locally. What's it? Station House.
Station House Barbecue.
They won the best Cuban sandwich at the Cuban Festival a couple of weekends ago, and they're supposed to be coming into the studio to press us their award-winning Cuban.
So we had to work on schedule a little bit. Apparently, the person who would be coming is also a teacher at Lato High School. And she's like, I have school. I really can't come at 7 o'clock in the morning. And she goes, but wait, I have off next Friday, which is Good Friday.
Oh, yeah.
School's out of session.
Oh, yeah.
So she's coming in next Friday.
Oh, perfect.
To make us the award-winning Cuban sandwich.
Fantastic. Looking forward to that. All right. This is obnoxious. Let me run something by you. Old Navy sends you the wrong items. Totally botch up your order. They send you the wrong items.
All right. You buy it off like oldnavy.com or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to listen to this. I want you to listen to, where's, Andrew, where's the Old Navy audio? Oh, there was no good audio for that one. All right, let me just tell the story then. Yeah, the video was kind of crappy. The audio wasn't great. So, Michelle, you're a professional shopper. Not really, but listen, you're probably the most qualified to discuss this in the room.
Uh-huh.
So the woman claims that Old Navy sent her the wrong order, but then expected her to jump through hoops to correct the problem. So what should you do here? So Anna Mike is the name of her online account, and she posts a video and shows numerous Old Navy clothing items that she just shipped to her. All the items are clearly new and unworn, still in their plastic wrappers. But she says that Old Navy just totally botched it up and sent somebody else's order, and says now they want her to go out of her way to return everything before they replace the items that she originally ordered. Do you agree with that? So apparently there are numerous customers online that have had this problem. They received the wrong order from Old Navy. But what are your thoughts on, should they ship her corrected order out, her proper order? If they've billed her credit card, should they send out the proper order immediately? Should there be a contingency? Oh, no, you've got to send the wrong ones back first before we send the right stuff to you.
All right, here's the thing about Old Navy.
I asked my wife. All right, go ahead, Fester.
I mean, I could probably count on one hand, if I chop off all of my fingers, the amount of times she's shopped at Old Navy.
I can tell you one time I shopped at Old Navy. I will never go there again.
Oh,
I hate that shop.
So I was only going to leave one finger on my hand anyway.
The middle one.
For
That's what they get from me.
Hold on. What
You're
happened?
not an Old Navy fan?
What happened with you in Old Navy?
Shopping with Chloe, and she was looking for a swimsuit, and they only had one left in her size on the mannequin.
Right.
And I said, well, we need to go ahead and have her try that on. And they said, we're not allowed to take it off the mannequin. And I said, okay, so you're never going to sell it? Like, I don't understand what's happening here. Nope, they cannot take that off the mannequin to sell the merchandise.
Wow,
and I
really?
had a bunch of other clothes. I said, bye.
You just did like a mic drop? You just dropped their crap on the floor and walked out?
I mean, you want to buy the child the swimsuit that's on the mannequin, and they were just adamant, and they were rude about it. This was in New York City. I was like, no, I'm out of here. Yeah.
I'm sure the Old Navy in, West Shore Plaza? Is that still there?
I don't have any idea. That's how much of a professional shopper I am.
Yeah, I'm sure that much. So Old Navy, in my opinion, has always had functional, but pretty inexpensive clothes.
Yeah.
And everything's always on super sale. It's not really high end anything.
So apparently,
So they should just ship out their cheap clothes.
all right, listen.
Yes, I agree, Fester.
Yeah.
So Old Navy says that if you get the wrong order, they will send you a prepaid shipping label
Right.
for you to send the crap back.
What a hassle. Just
But,
send me my right crap.
You know, it's so cheap. They ought to just say discard it or just
Donate it.
Donate it, exactly.
Yeah.
Donate it to Goodwill or Salvation Army.
I mean, Wayfair does that.
Or keep the damn stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, their clothes is, I've always thought of their clothes as functional.
Right, right.
If you want a dress, they
So,
have a dress.
w-
I like their commercials. That's
Yeah.
about it. That's the nicest thing I can say.
Speaking of remember the old commercials with the dog and the old lady with the giant goggle glasses?
See?
You know what? When she died, it all went to hell in a handbasket.
Did she die?
Years ago, that lady.
Dog died too.
Yeah, the dog's gone. Yeah, dog was hit by a bus.
Awful.
No, I don't know. All right, so
Outside of Old Navy headquarters in New York City.
Speaking
hit
of-
by a city bus.
Speaking of Wayfair, I don't know how they're in business. Michelle, how many damaged pieces of furniture did we get from Wayfair where they just said, "Yep, keep it, throw it away"?
Probably like 4.
But
mean,
some of them
No, more than 4 because they sent us the same thing twice, and both times they arrived damaged.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
then some of them, the damage was not bad, and the piece was still totally usable. They're like, "Yep, keep it." I mean, I don't think we paid for anything that we bought from Wayfair for one of our apartments up in New York.
Yeah.
But you were making reasonable complaints
Oh,
about
yeah, we were-
damage.
Oh, you
yeah,
have to send a picture of
oh,
the
yeah.
damage.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was just like, it arrived damaged. This is what, it looks like. And you would send a picture. They'd give you an email. And I send it. And then they would either discount it or say, keep it or just throw it away, whatever. Do whatever with
right.
it. And most of the stuff was damaged enough that they were like, credited my card the whole amount. Keep it or throw it away.
And some of the stuff we were able to still use.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we actually ever paid and we're not scammers. There's no fraud involved here. Everything was legitimate, but I don't know if we ever actually paid Wayfair for any of the items that we ended up using.
You want to hear a twist of irony?
What?
I bought something off of Wayfair and actually bought it and paid for it and didn't complain about anything and paid regular price.
Well, there you go. Look.
And MJ's the one that's getting all the free
Look,
furniture by bellyaching and bitching and complaining.
No,
and
it's
running ruses on.
I'm not running a ruse. I'm not a scam artist like you.
Yeah, that's true.
What are you talking about? All right, 8:42 at the MJ Morning Show. You are listening to 104.7 FM. Best morning entertainment around, folks. And we're doing an hour and 20 minutes nonstop. No commercials, no interruptions, just nonstop content. The Cash Kitty's back at 10. We had the Cash Kitty 42 minutes ago at 8 o'clock for $1,000. Another $1,000 could be yours at 10 a.m., then at noon, then 3, and then 5 p.m. So listen, we'll give you the keyword each time. We'll refresh your memory on the text number. You text the keyword, and you could be the next $1,000 winner. It's 5 times a day, and it's going to happen for weeks here on the MJ Morning Show and Q105. Guess which big television star had gold-plated toilets?
What show were they on?
All right, let me give you a hint. Andrew, did you put my song up there? Where is it? Hang on a minute. Where is it? What page? 18 or 19? I don't see it. All right, page 19. All right, here we go. Here, I'm just going to give you a blurb. This is a blurb. Big television show. Big star at the time. Most people know who this is. Turns out, during the height of their career, back in the early 1990s, they bought a home in Calabasas, California, or they built a home, and it turns out that it's now on the market for $13 million. And this individual bought this gated 7-bedroom, 7-bath home in the early 90s during his career heyday on this television show. And it turns out that it's got gold-plated toilets. All right, here is your audio mystery blip. You ready? And do you know what television theme song that is? One more time. You know what? Does anyone know? 800-990-1047. course you know, Andrew. You put it in the damn computer. 800-990-1047.
Yeah, the game doesn't work that way, Andrew.
All right, does anyone know what television theme song and who do you think the star is? Well, the star's still alive, so that might help narrow it down. Anybody know? With this little audio mystery blip. Hang on a minute. I got to dump that. Because I didn't stop it, so I played a little too much. So I just dumped it. So does anyone know? Again, here's the mystery blip. What is that? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. And then if you for the double bonus, who's the star that had the goal? Oh, look at the phones. All the phones are ringing. Andrew, I don't think you need to scream.
Hopefully the second. Just get through them.
Every line is ringing.
All right, go to the first one.
All right, Paul's in Largo. Paul, do you know the television show, and can you guess the star?
Yeah, it's Cheers and Ted Danson.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
Oh,
no, it's not.
It's just the only rich guy around back then.
It's Paul, incorrect. All right, Morgan in Clearwater. Morgan, name the theme song I just played.
It's Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. No, Morgan. No, it's not. Thank you for trying. I thought this was going to be easier. Listen, one more time.
All right.
Come on.
So it's not Cheers.
What big TV show theme song is this? Come on.
Not Seinfeld.
I gave like a nanosecond more on that one. All right, let me grab Denise. Denise, can I put 4 on hold? All right, Denise in Tampa. Denise, what television show?
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, my God.
It is not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Holy crap.
Who was your guess? If that was the show, what would you say? Will Smith?
Do I need to give a little more than just...
Well, let's see what the rest of the callers say.
All right, hang on. Let me grab Amy in Tampa. Amy just hung up. Why did Amy... Amy.
Her guess was Fresh Prince, too, probably.
Well. All right, Jerry in Tampa. Jerry, MJ Morning Show. What's the TV show?
Yeah, is it Friends?
No! Wow. Jerry, thanks for playing along. Danny's in Tampa. All these Tampa wrong guesses. All right, put Danny on hold on one. All right, hold on. Just put it on hold.
Just put him on hold.
There we go. All right. How much of a screen job we need here? All right, Danny, what show is it?
I'm going to say Michael Richards Kramer from Seinfeld.
No.
It's not Seinfeld, Danny. You're the third guy.
Should I play it one more time?
Sure.
All right. Should I give a little bit more than just the...
Apparently.
Come on. Apparently I need to give more of a clue.
Stay with the... Because let's see how many more wrong guesses we can get.
I mean, there's not many more shows to go through, actually.
Jason in St. Pete. Jason, what show is it?
I say Charles in Charge.
What?
It's not freaking Charles in Charge.
Jason, do you think Scott Baio has a gold-plated toilet?
A gold-plated crapper. Come on. Oh, I just gave a little more. I gave just a little bit more. Tony in Land O' Lakes. Tony, what is the TV show where one of the stars had a gold-plated toilet?
I'm thinking it's Silver Spoons.
Silver Spoons? No, it's not Silver Spoons.
I think Ricky Schroeder had a gold toilet in the show.
Every line is ringing. Kevin in Hudson. Kevin, what show is it?
Is it Full House?
That's right.
Oh.
Yes.
Thank gosh.
Finally.
All right.
Finally. All right, hold on. Don't go anywhere, Kevin. Hold on.
All right.
Here, listen. I got a gold-plated crapper in my house. What?
He didn't have a gold-plated crapper in his house.
I know. Everywhere you look. It's a gold-plated crapper. Yeah. Everywhere you look, it's a gold-plated toilet. All right, so, yes, Full House is correct, Kevin. Kevin,
All right.
do you know the star that had a Calabasas, California home where there were gold-plated toilets inside, and his house is now up for sale again for $13 million?
Is it Stamos?
It is. Look at this. This guy's a genius. All right, this guy's a genius listener.
Wow.
Yeah, so exactly. Kevin, you got the TV show right, Full House, with the mystery blip. And yes, John Stamos. Yeah, his old house has hit the market for $13 million.
Wow.
Gated, 7 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and 8,147 square feet. And, the current owners bought it just in 2020, and now it's back up for sale. And it boasts gold-plated crappers.
Okay, but I think you're giving people the wrong impression that John Stamos had the gold-plated crappers.
He did.
They renovated it.
No, hold on. John Stamos' former California home listed for sale with gold-clad toilets.
Yes,
But
it's his former home,
did
but
John put him in?
he sold it to them, and they renovated the house. Read the article.
My article does not say that.
Yes, I'm looking at the same article. I read it last night before I stapled it.
So Stamos sells it. New people renovate it, put in these really classy gold toilets.
Yes.
And Stamos never sat
Well,
on it.
now I'm disappointed that John Stamos didn't use a gold-plated crapper.
No, he didn't.
All right, well,
Kevin, everything we said earlier, we take back.
No, I don't take it back. The house is still for sale, and it still has gold-plated crappers. And guess what? The theme song is still... All right,
But
still
John
the same.
Stamos never used the potty.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks then. All right, anyway.
Thank you, Kevin.
Kevin, great job. You did everything right.
Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.
You too. All right, so never mind. No, it's still a story that it's John Stamos' old house.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the way, owners renovated the house
In the last 5 years.
and put in gold-plated toilets.
And all kinds of crazy marble and made it super gaudy.
The bigger question is, who goes to the toilet store and be like,
Yeah.
oh, the gold one.
And Andrew,
Honey, come here, look at the gold one.
Ooh.
Ooh, how nice.
Oh, stop.
Andrew is saying that the house featured in Full House, the exterior, that house just sold in San Francisco.
$6 million.
For $6 million.
Oh, my gosh.
$6 million. So the exterior shot of that famous street with those homes in San Francisco. Remember when we were in San Francisco, I don't know, 12 years ago or so, 50, when we went to that park and we actually there's a park, a grassy area in front, and we actually stopped by and we drove right by the Full House. I mean, people do that. We're like dope ass tourists.
Yeah,
doing
1709 Broderick Street in San Francisco.
There you go. That's we drove right by that sucker. $6 million.
I wouldn't want it because I think it's like a kind of almost a main road with that park across the street.
Yeah, it's a busy road.
Yeah.
And you get tourists coming by, trying to stand naked in your front window. People are looking at you.
Yeah, the park is very, very nice. All right, 8:52 at the MJ Morning Show. We start the 9 o'clock hour next. And, man, if you think that we've blown through all of our good material with the hour and 20 minutes plus that we just did, no, you'd be sadly mistaken. When we get back, can you believe that there are scam artists out there trying to take advantage of the closure of Joann's Fabrics? Can you believe the sicko lowlifes that are out there? You're going to hose Joann?
Joann's had a hard couple of months.
Exactly. Joann is taking it right up the rectum. All right? I'm sorry.
That's the best thing that happened to Joann.
I know. Joann's Fabrics obviously going away. I'll tell you about that in just a minute. Oh, folks, if you follow these social media stupid do-it-yourself videos, there's this latest video that's circulating online on social media. An instant facelift using common office supplies. Do not do this. I'll fill you in on that. All right, that's just scratching the surface. And that's all next. And we got a lot more. We got a whole hour to go here. Back in minutes. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Do not move. Oh, and if you're getting to the office, bring us in. Use your phone. We're on all the major apps. You can download the My Q105 app from your app store, and you can listen to us live on our app, or we're on the iHeart app, or we're on the Odyssey app, or we're on the TuneIn app. And you just search for Q105 Tampa Bay, and you can listen to us on your phone or on your computer. Just go to mjmorningshow.com, and then the upper right-hand corner, there's a Listen Live button. Listen over your computer speakers. Just so many ways. Or watch us on YouTube, on MJTV. That's MJTV. All right, so there are just many, many ways to consume the MJ Morning Show. All right, 9 o'clock hour starts next. 9:01 at the MJ Morning Show. The 9 o'clock hour has arrived, and the content rolls on. You know, poor Joanne. You know, Joanne Fabrics, they've had a rough go. They're going bankrupt. They're closing every single store.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad for Joanne. Just such a sweet woman. And, you know, for it all to end like this, you know, in a like a bankruptcy fire sale, and then we've got people, these low-life cretins that are taking advantage. You know, why are you kicking Joanne when she's down?
Seriously, she's had a really hard go of it, but we still support you, JoJo.
So as Joanne Fabrics continues to close stores, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
Is the store in South Tampa closed yet?
I don't know.
I mean,
why don't you go check that out? Try and buy some yarn later this morning. So apparently, Joanne's Fabrics has to issue a warning about fake websites using the company's name now. So in a statement, Joanne says they've disabled all online purchases on its websites as of March 5th.
so look at this big post they put on Instagram.
Yeah. So they have to warn people, beware of fraudulent, fake, phony Joanne Fabric websites that are trying to rip you off. Yeah.
So does some rich lady named Joanne try to buy the website?
I don't know.
Because if your name's Joanne, there's a lot of Joannes out there, right? I mean, for this company to corner your name.com for...
So Joanne Fabrics is trying to remind people there are no other authorized Joanne shopping websites, but the company has received multiple reports that there are websites out there trying to use Joanne's good name. I mean, talk about taking advantage. Talk about opportunistic. Joanne is having a rough time in her life right now.
Yeah, first thing, you go to Joanne.com.
And you want to pull her granny panties down at this point? What are you thinking? It's terrible.
I mean, you know. I mean, she's a rich old lady.
So Joanne is saying, please shop in-store only during all the liquidations and the bankruptcy sale. Joanne.com is available to browse our catalog and find your closest store, but there's no online shopping during the liquidation. The going out of business sale and the discounts just keep getting bigger.
wonder what they have left at this point. Yeah, important notice: beware of fake Joanne websites.
Right.
As no more online orders.
New merchandise arriving daily. Why is it still arriving daily if they're going out of business? Anyway, everything in store is up to 60% off.
I mean, you got to figure they have warehouses full of stuff that they have to clear.
Exactly. Granny's attic, Joanne's attic, just jammed up. Her basement is a fire hazard. Oh, so much crap down there. They got to move into the stores. So just almost 800 stores. So somewhere at 800 stores nationwide. That's a lot of crap in those stores. Yeah, and the liquidation process is going to take additional weeks, but do not fall for fake Joanne Fabrics websites. What is this common office supply that people are using for an instant office facelift? First of all, who is the moron that's actually doing this? Do you think that we could get a moron to call in and say, yeah, MJ, yeah, Michelle and Fester, I did this?
Are they using like the office clear tape to like pull back their saggy jowls?
Well, you're close.
Are they stapling their their cheek
Right.
to their ear?
That's not that bad.
Okay.
But listen to these TikTok imbeciles. My God, what is the collective IQ on TikTok?
Oh, I know. If you wear a rubber band or
Yeah.
like a headband, it
Yeah.
pulls up your forehead.
Well, all right, here's the deal. The latest thing on Schmuck Talk on TikTok is wrapping rubber bands around your ears for an instant facelift.
Oh yeah, that sounds like it would work.
Yeah, because that looks good. That looks great.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have rubber bands on my ear.
Yeah. But experts are saying, no, this stupid viral hack is dangerous. It doesn't work.
What makes it dangerous?
Yeah, seriously.
So this apparently is going on worldwide right now, and it involves people looping rubber bands tightly around each ear for 10 to 30 minutes. So you take a rubber band and you cut off the blood supply? Essentially, you got to wrap it tightly, and then it's supposed to drain facial puffiness, lifts your cheekbones, and sculpts your jawline. No, it doesn't. It does none of that. It could cause you loss of blood flow, and your ear might have to be amputated. You look like Vincent Van Gogh.
Oh, come on. Nobody's walking around lopping off their ears.
All right, this is ridiculous. But the people that follow these inane, moronic things, these stupid videos that pop up on TikTok or Instagram Reels, just stop with this nonsense.
Oh, here's a woman explaining how to do it.
Yeah, you want to? Is she talking on it? Oh,
I'm
no.
not too small.
Oh, yeah, go back to the beginning.
Well, it's a long, crappy video.
All right, well,
here we go.
Of carrying your body using lymph drainage, and it's very interesting. This has been around for years in Japan.
Yeah, she's calling it lymphatic drainage.
Only-
I don't know if this is the right one.
The two rubber bands. Listen.
Yeah, watch.
My left side, because I feel like I want to lift it more than the other side.
Yeah.
You need a rubber band that is not too big
No,
or
that's too
not
big.
too small.
Not
that
too big.
makes the earlobe fold.
All
Yeah,
right,
we
anyway,
want to fold
all right.
the E.
Watch.
This
She's
is
gonna use
actually
the right
very
size.
educational. Look, that's too tight. No, don't use that
You
one
should
either.
feel like it's slightly lifting the earlobe where it's attached to the side of the face.
All right, this is doing nothing.
You
Anyway.
don't think? Oh, look, her face. Oh, look how much it's improved.
It hasn't improved at all. There's no
Oh.
difference. Get out of
Look
here.
at that side by side.
Oh, get out
It's
of here.
amazing.
No, it's not.
Her mouth is so different. It looks like
Anyway,
she had a minor stroke.
Dr. David Kim, a dermatologist, apparently gained some traction by putting this online, saying it's a huge beauty hack right now. So why is a doc? But that's one doctor. So a dermatologist in New York by the name of Dr. David Kim is saying, "Oh yeah, big hack. It's huge in Korea right now." And Kim, I'm guessing he's Korean. But then here's another medical professional, Dr. Brooke Jeffy, who is an Arizona-based dermatologist, says this is ineffective and unsafe. Wrapping rubber bands or hair ties around your ears is not an effective and safe method for depuffing your face. All right, anyway, folks, who does these dumb challenges or dumb do-it-yourself things, which clearly, in many cases, is just dumb. Who does this stuff? Like, remember was it last week or earlier this week? We were talking about the drop heavy stuff on your foot challenge videos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What is wrong with people?
I mean, I think putting a rubber band around your ear is a lot less dangerous than dropping heavy things on your foot.
By the way, Michelle, I'm getting requests. I'm getting requests. You know what for? And people are emailing. The question, should Michelle stay or go on the MJ Morning Show? You've taken up the slack by filling in when we lost a member. You're the new female voice. Well, you've always been part of the show since 1994, but more on the phone from home. Look, here's Candace. Candace Perkins writes in, I love what Michelle brings to the show. Yesterday when MJ was begging Michelle to make him some of her fantastic buttermilk biscuits, she used her mom's voice to shut him right down.
Do I have a mom's voice?
Email to MJ at mjmorningshow.com. Now, people want you to stay. People love the job you're doing. And, Ron Weasley, our general manager, he loves it because you're free. And that's time of the accident. Did not sustain major injuries, but she had some slight injuries. Was later taken to a nearby hospital, according to the Pennsylvania State Police.
Yeah, the biggest injury was she had the crap scared out of her.
Yeah, I think she had to change her pants. CBS News Philadelphia got the video from the Carco gas station right across the street, and it shows her in a 2017 Ford Escape. Tell you what, she escaped with her life. I mean, this is it's a massive, massive tree that is completely rotted. And this thing just comes down, and then the tree hits a parking lot across the street. I think that must be the gas station parking lot.
Sure.
And then the tree, like all the rotted stuff, splinters all over the place. Her car is crushed like a giant wedge. She jumps out of the car. She is literally within inches of her life.
I'm so grateful she was traveling alone.
Mm-hmm.
What if there was a kid in the back seat or something? Exactly.
What if she was like an Uber or Lyft driver?
Oh my God. I don't. Is this?
This is a video. It's from the Weather Channel, but I know.
Unbelievable. I wonder who owns the property. So the property owner. It's your responsibility. If you have dangerous rotted trees, you need to remove those dangerous trees that could be dangerous to others, a hazard.
But it looks kind of close to the roadway, and sometimes that's an easement.
Yeah,
municipality easement.
Yeah, the property line might be back here where it's green, but this is all
Right.
just like drop off.
My God, how long before this is a farmer's insurance commercial?
At Farmers, we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has like a little statue of a crushed car with a tree. Some lady running for dear life.
This is unbelievable. 2017 Ford Escape. She escaped all right. She was stopped behind another vehicle. Seconds later, a tree comes crashing down on the back of this SUV. Go search the video. Just go to Google and just type in tree falls on SUV in Pennsylvania and go look at this video. If you have not seen it, it is absolutely worth a quick view. It is unbelievable.
You have to wonder, did she even realize what happened? Like when she opened the car door and was running, she looked a little confused. Wouldn't she say, Fester? Like just almost kind of unsure of.
Eventually, when she steps away from the car, she turns and sees the tree. And then the driver in front of her, gets out to, aid her in whatever way they could.
There was a guy by the name of John DeBow. John DeBow was working on the air conditioning system on the roof of the gas station when he heard the crash. Said it's a miracle no one was hurt. God helped whoever was in that car escape without injury.
And then the pictures of the car, but it is flattened.
And then listen to this. CBS News Philadelphia, they went to the impound lot where the SUV was taken.
Right.
They flew a drone over the impound lot so they could get images of the car with a cave. The car roof still has all kinds of wood jammed in it and all kinds of crap.
That's kind of morbid.
Wow.
Did the person even know that, or did the landowner even know that the tree was in such bad shape?
Right.
Well, that's the question. Hold on. I'm going to get to that. The gas station owner across the street, who did not want to be identified because He's former mafioso in the witness relocation program.
That's right.
Why wouldn't you want to be identified? Spent part of the day cleaning up debris in his parking lot. He said he's grateful but concerned for the driver, adding that he also worries about more trees falling along this busy stretch of Route 52 in Chester County, Pennsylvania. There are a lot of trees that can fall down at any time. Last month, there was a big one, huge tree fell on the same street a few feet away. Well, then someone, if this is the city, you've got like cities and counties and municipalities that make the biggest fusses over some of the dumbest things. How about they start looking for trees that are freaking hazards that could fall down and crush people's cars? Next time, it might not be so fortunate that someone walks away.
So the thing about these trees, MJ, a lot of these trees that are planted for aesthetic reasons or neighborhood reasons.
This is an old tree, Fezzer. This tree's been standing there for 45 years.
Yeah, I say
maybe more.
They all die at the same time. So if in 1950 they're planting this road and they plant these trees and there's a bunch of mature trees.
Well, you don't know if they were planted or if they're just naturally occurring forest trees.
Yeah, I don't know. But for a lot of these neighborhoods that are been around for a long time,
right?
You plant 100-year oaks 100 years ago. They're going to start falling.
Right.
PennDOT, the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation, they responded to the scene and placed a damaged sign on the northbound lane shoulder. What is that?
That's the least they can do. They put a sign that said damage. Great job, PennDOT.
All right. So CBS Philadelphia is reaching out to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation to see if there are any planned tree maintenance projects. So I don't know if this is private land or if it's like county right away. But wow. I worry about some of the trees that I see around Tampa. There are some old trees, and there are some leaning trees on roads where I drive. You go up and down West Shore Boulevard, for instance, in South Tampa. There are some oak trees that I'm wondering, wow, there are some humongous limbs that hang right over on West Shore. And I hope that the city looks at these and makes sure that there's not a hazard brewing where one of these limbs could snap off and hurt somebody, around town. Anyway, the video is well worth seeing. Hey, you want to hear something crazy? So the traditional way to rent a car is, let's say you fly into a city, you go to the airport, you rent a Hertz.
Yeah.
You rent the Budget, Avis, Dollar, whatever.
Enterprise.
Yeah,
All right. Sure.
All right. What is the other way that you can rent a car?
Tumu, not Timu.
You're close.
Timu?
You're close. Yeah.
Is it Timu? No, it's not
no,
Timu.
it's not. No,
It's,
well, first of all, the cheap ass Chinese junk
it's
site.
like that. It's
Temu.
Yeah.
You're thinking of Temu.
Yeah, okay, but
it's
like
not
a car
that.
rental site. What's it called?
It's similar to that. So
Like
you're on the
Vivo.
It's not Vivo. It's not Volvo.
What is it? What's the site?
Turo.
Turo.
Oh,
okay. Okay. I knew it was familiar.
Listen to this. This is insane. Lady rents a car. So Turo is where you rent a car from a private person.
Yes.
While the lady's in the middle of a Turo rental, the car gets repossessed.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, man.
That sucks.
Yeah, so, car rental prices have gone up dramatically since the pandemic. Yeah, about 23%. And in 2024, car rental prices went up about 35%. If you notice, car rental prices are much higher. The per diem, the rate, what you used to pay a couple of years ago, it's just more expensive. I mean, dramatically. And a lot of people are turning to these alternative, outlets to rent a car. And one of the platforms is Turo, advertises that users can skip the rental counter and rent just about any car. And this is done by allowing users to offer their own cars for other people to rent.
I mean, it seems like a good idea if you pay your bill.
And there are some nightmare stories. Listen, there are the Turo renters, the people that own the car, that they have some nightmare stories. Like one person rented a personal car on Turo. The renters crashed their car, then drove it 200 miles away instead of bringing it back. Another claimed their car never came back.
That's just a
others
business.
Others say their cars come back and they're bashed to crap.
Yeah.
Hazards of the job, I guess.
I mean, yeah,
service.
seriously, that's what you get into. You're going to rent your car to me, and I'm going to ding a shopping cart. That's the way it goes.
I am not renting my car. I barely want Chloe driving our car. You know, I mean, my daughter.
So there's a couple of.
That's why we got our own car.
There's a couple of guys I heard of, just like Airbnb or
Right.
something. They've made an investment and they bought several desirable cars.
So listen to
And
this.
They make a business out of it.
All right, listen to this. So there's a story. This woman rents a car on Turo. She's eating lunch and then notices that someone first puts a boot, you know, the metal boot to immobilize the car, puts it on the vehicle, and then the woman says, "What are you doing? Why are you putting a boot on the car?" Ma'am, I'm sorry to tell you this, but this car is up for repossession. So the person that rented the car on Turo to this individual, they're behind on their payments, and the car is up for repossession. My God. That boot's not coming off. Have you seen the new alternative to the boot? Where they put those huge, like, plastic, like, square chunks that are suction cupped to the windshield so the driver can't drive?
Yes, yeah.
So that's like a new boot, and it's like this suction device, and they put it right across your front windshield so you can't drive. Now, if you're really talented, you could probably open up the sunroof and McGilla Gorilla it,
left, right, left.
or hang out the driver's side, and hey, but that's another. All right, 9:23 at the MJ Morning Show. We got a final segment to go, and you know how it works. I love the final segment of the MJ Morning Show because it's all the good stuff that I haven't gotten to. So the quality is dense and intense. Guess which restaurant is no longer number one in America? One of the chains has fallen from number one. You know, there are a couple of shockers and upsets.
Is this like a fast food, or is this like a middle sit-down concept?
It's the middle, you know.
Is there a drive-through attached?
No,
Okay.
no.
All
All right, no drive-through on the. All right, hold on. I'm going to tell you next and a whole lot more. Oh, Ryan Seacrest. You hear what happened to him?
Amputation.
Ryan Seacrest. Hang on. We get some Ryan Seacrest breaking news. Broke his ass is the breaking news. All right, hold on a minute. If you believe. Michelle's got some suspicions on this. All right, hold on. That's in minutes. Next and a whole lot more. MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. It is 9:31 at the MJ Morning Show, and you've arrived at the final chunk on a Wednesday. First of all, there has been a transformation, folks. A restaurant that everyone knows is no longer at the top of the fast casual restaurant ratings as far as rating and ranking number one.
I'm trying to think.
So what restaurant do you think was number one? Number one.
Was there a country and western song sung about it recently?
No.
It's not Applebee's?
No, it's not Applebee's.
Is it? It's not like Texas Roadhouse or anything like that. Is it Texas Roadhouse?
Hold on. Fester.
You got the Applebee's song?
Well, I guess if you start, guessing all the...
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got that Bourbon Street steak
and an Oreo shake. And it is not Applebee's.
You know, this guy is doing nothing but sitting at home thinking of another restaurant to write a song about. I have not heard one peep from this guy since his Applebee's song. He's sitting here like, cheddars.
Or in a fancy like Olive Garden with the breadsticks.
Oh,
I mean,
wait a sec. Let me tell you about the murder at Whataburger.
What?
I don't know.
Murder at Whataburger. Okay, so it's not Applebee's. Is Applebee's on the list?
Hang on a minute. The question is,
what's number one?
Which restaurant was at number one for fast casual and has now fallen?
I think Chili's is on the rise right now. I don't know why.
There are a couple of big names I'm going to bring up in this item. All right, let me just dive to it. Olive Garden is no longer tops. Olive Garden used to be number one, and Olive Garden has been replaced by...
Chili's?
No. You mentioned it.
Applebee's, Chili's,
no,
Cheddar's?
Not Applebee's.
Texas Roadhouse?
Yes. Yep,
Really?
that's it. Yep.
Texas Roadhouse does a good job, man.
Yeah, those crack biscuits they have, the crack rolls.
Yeah,
they're like
yeast
it's
rolls,
like the yeast rolls. It's like you're addicted to crack with those things.
No, we like Texas Roadhouse. Yeah.
Texas Roadhouse has displaced Olive Garden as America's leading casual restaurant, according to RBM. That's Restaurant Business Magazine. RBM.
Very official.
Yeah, citing Technomic 500 data. Yeah, according to Texas Roadhouse's latest investor report, the company generated nearly $5.4 billion in revenue in 2024.
I've never been there, and it hasn't been packed.
Up to 16%, or they're up 16% from last year. In comparison, Olive Garden generated $5.1 billion, just up 1%. So you look at the growth. Olive Garden was only up 1% in growth. Texas Roadhouse from last year now up 16%. That's a huge number. YOY.
So
you know what YOY is, don't you?
Yes. Yo.
Do you know?
Yeah.
What?
Yo.
No, the Y-O-Y. It would be
year
yo. It would be yoy.
Year over year.
Yes.
So here's the thing about Texas Roadhouse. I have a thing. I don't wait for restaurants.
Mhm.
I mean, if I go to a place and it's like a 20-minute wait, all right, maybe that.
Yeah.
But if it's like an hour, I don't care if,
Yeah.
Jesus is the bartender. I'm not sticking around. So I don't.
Hold on. You're saying if Jesus was going to make an appearance, you wouldn't stick around for an hour? I would.
Yeah.
If I knew that Jesus was showing up, I would wait in line.
No.
I would wait.
I'd be like, is there any way I can get in a little? I mean, I try to grease the wheels maybe to get seated a little sooner, but
Because, Jesus loves those yeast rolls.
does. He
Yes.
does. You give him a basket we'll make a basket of them. And the wine. The full bar. Listen, so Texas Roadhouse has a very good app.
I want to see. You know what? I want to see Jesus spray paint those joy billboards, and spray paint. Listen to MJ instead.
He doesn't listen to this
on
show.
104.7 FM. What'd
He
you
doesn't-
say?
He doesn't listen to this show.
Yes, he does.
He only listens for morons in the news, and then he's out.
All
No,
right.
so, but Texas Roadhouse, you have to make a reservation. Not a reservation. You put your name in on the app,
Oh, uh-huh.
and you walk right in
Yeah,
like you're the king of the place.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's what Andrew. It's almost like the bouncer at the front door opened up the red
Yeah.
velvet stanchion to let you in.
Because I'll go to a Texas Roadhouse like on a Saturday at 6:30, and there's just humanity outside waiting, and I'll walk right in like I own the damn place.
Do they not all know?
No. I mean, some people know, but most of them don't.
All right, now here's the deal. Texas Roadhouse is now trampling Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't been to an Outback in a minute.
But I kind of root for Outback because it's
I know.
a local company. We got the Bloomin' Brands here. I know all the founders of Outback.
Yeah.
I know them all personally.
When was the last time you went to one? You want to root for them? Go to them.
Well, they're not involved anymore.
The brand. Forget
Right.
the guys, but I mean, I haven't been to an Outback. Maybe a year and a half.
Yeah, Michelle, maybe we hit Outback, hit store number 1 on Henderson. Maybe let's go for lunch there. Let's go for lunch. Maybe we'll hit up Outback today. But so here's the deal. But who owns Texas Roadhouse?
So
it's not Darden because Darden owns Longhorn. The Darden staple of restaurants includes Capitol Grill, which is always good at International Plaza. I don't think I've ever had a bad steak. I always had a good experience at for a chain. It's an elevated high end chain, but the Capitol Grill is always good. And then Darden also owns Ruth's Chris. They bought that a couple of years ago. Then a little lower down the chain, they've got they've got the Longhorn Steakhouse. And I always, it's been a while since I've been to Longhorn, but I always like Longhorn.
Mm-hmm.
I like Longhorn when they have that janky location next to the strip club and cheesy motel up on Dale Mabry.
Yeah.
Across from Mons Venus and right down from 2001, like the same parking lot as 2001, I think. Remember the
buildings are connected.
Yeah, the Longhorn used to be in there, and then they closed that one down. They moved it over onto West Shore, and Boy Scout.
You could literally get any kind of meat you wanted on in that building.
Exactly.
Anything.
I don't think there is another company that owns it's Texas Roadhouse Inc.
Yeah, Texas Roadhouse Inc. I think they also own like Bubba's 33.
What is it called?
Bubba's 33.
Bubba's 33?
Like a lot of times you'll see in like the Wesley Chapel.
Right.
They're in the same parking lot.
Okay, all right. I'm not familiar with that concept.
Bubba 32.
All right, so let me give you the top 10. the top 10 fast casual restaurants in America now, according to sales. Number 10 is Red Robin. So it's been a long time since I've been to a Red Robin, but they've always been good for burgers, right?
It's a burger place,
Red Robin's been good.
They have a full menu.
Yeah, and we've got Red Robin.
Not a ton, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're usually near a mall.
All right, then number 9 is Red Lobster. Obviously the financial issues and the bankruptcy and the reemergence and the whole all-you-can-eat shrimp fiasco. Andrew says that Red Robin's closing a whole bunch of locations now as well. So 10 is Red Robin. Number 9 is Red Lobster. Number 8 is the Cheesecake Factory. That's a place where I haven't been in a long time. That's where like the fettuccine that comes out every year as like the most unhealthy dish you can eat on the planet.
Yeah.
And it's like 9 billion calories. It's a dump truck load of salt.
Yeah.
It's
also
Fester, do you go to the Cheesecake Factory ever?
I think I went there like a year and a half ago. because I was stuck. I was at International.
Also,
it was like the only place without a wait.
Listen, I've got enough.
See, it's without a wait.
It's without a wait.
I've got nothing against the Cheesecake Factory.
Oh, I can think of somewhere.
All right, now let me point something out. If I worked in the kitchen, I would rip my own face off. That menu.
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to know the menu's got 9,000 items on it?
I don't like it.
It's too much.
It's too much for me.
It's like overload.
It is.
It's like I start glitching like Elon Musk.
Right.
You
know, do I want a burger? Do I want a pizza? Do I want a pasta? Do I want a steak? Do I want a sandwich? Do I want a salad?
I just clicked their link.
I want a Caesar salad cheesecake slice is what I want.
MJ, I'm on the cheesecakefactory.com.
Right.
I clicked the link, our menu, and the computer crashed. It's that big.
That's smoke coming out.
Come on.
I mean,
a lot of stuff.
They've got 600 appetizers.
It's amazing.
All right, so moving along. Where was I?
They all look good.
All right, so number 8 is Cheesecake Factory. Number 7 is Outback.
Okay.
Okay.
So Texas Roadhouse is now number 1. Outback is number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Number 6 is Longhorn. So Longhorn is now ahead of Outback.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that.
I got to tell you about the Longhorn carryout scam.
All right, hold on a minute. Buffalo Wild Wings is number 5. Applebee's is number 4. So there's your...
How is Applebee's ahead of Longhorn?
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night. Got the Bourbon Street steak with the Oreo shake.
They don't have a song.
That's right.
That's it. They don't have a song.
Oh, my gosh.
You know that song must have helped them out a bit, right? All right, so number 3 is Chili.
You choking over there?
That was a hiccup.
What's happening?
It's better than a Wendy Williams burp fart. All right, so that was just a hiccup.
Chili's is on the rise. Chili's had a couple of viral things.
It's a matter of time. She's not lonely. I apologize.
What were we going to say, Fester?
I apologize.
Okay.
Chili's had like a viral thing with their cheese sticks. Where see if you can
make a long stretch of cheese.
Yeah, but that drew a lot of people back to Chili's.
What?
So I said Chili's is on the rise.
All right, number 2 is Olive Garden, and then number 1 is Texas Roadhouse. So there you go. Hold on, we got a chef on the what does the chef want to say, Andrew?
Where does he work?
Hang on a minute. Hang on. Chef Ray is on the line. Chef Ray, thank you for calling in to the MJ Morning Show. Can we help you?
Well, no, I was just listening to your list there, and my friend was actually the CEO, GJ, for the Texas Roadhouse. It's actually one of the top stocks being sold now. It's one of those restaurants, kind of like Outback used to be, that you can put them in a really remote city and stuff, and you don't really have to you don't have to put them in Tampa. You could put it in Sefner or a place like that. So I just wanted to chime in and say, yeah, those places like the Cheesecake. I used to be the corporate chef for California Pizza Kitchen. Those places. My buddy now is the new culinary developer of the Red Robin, so I'm glad to hear that they made number 10, Brian Sullivan. So
that's
giving
good.
him a little shout out.
Yeah, but they're closing locations. I get maybe they're closing underperforming locations.
Yeah, you have so many stores, you're going to close a couple of the dogs.
Yeah, because listen, I've got a good. Michelle, do you know I was hired, or I was interviewed at Red Robin in West Palm years ago for my radio morning gig. That's where we had lunch. Before
with Mr. Lappa?
With Steve Lappa and Dave Denver. That's where I was interviewed at the Red Robin in West Palm in 1992.
Whoa, is Chuck E. Cheese full?
Prior to me coming to Tampa. Yeah, Chuck E. Cheese is full. Yeah. Anyway, hey, thank you so much. Go ahead.
I just wanted to interject, MJ, real quick.
Yeah.
Why a lot of these places are closing is because obviously after the COVID, everyone wants $15 and $20 an hour. The food costs went up heavy.
Yep.
So what people are doing is they're realigning their companies. They're dropping the ones that were pulling them down. They're trying to resettle and rebuild into areas that they can make money. So it's not terrible. It's just you're going to see a huge realignment of the whole restaurant industry. So,
what are you doing now, Chef Ray?
Okay.
Chef Ray, what are you doing now?
Oh, I'm retired.
Oh, okay.
I retired.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I retired at 44. Like I said, I used to work with what's the girl's name? Not Raquel.
Roxanne?
Oh, Roxanne. Yeah.
Okay.
I did her show. Me and my brother for a while with the Chefs of the Lightning.
That's awesome. All right. So, did you say you were executive chef at California Pizza Kitchen?
I was the corporate chef. My technical title, I was the senior vice president of quality assurance. The guy that I just mentioned from Red Robin, he was the executive chef. So me and him used to partner. He would develop the menus, and I would go out and foresee them and make sure that they were executed correctly. And then I'd go back and report and say, hey, you know what? This execution, we might have to change this recipe or whatever.
You know that I'm a pizza wacko, right?
I know. I've been to your Sardos. They do a good job. The only thing that
hold on a minute. So I have. It's not my Sardos. It's just I like Sardo. Sardo does a nice New York slice. You know, I've got a bunch of places in town that I really, really like, and some of them are mobile. You know, so when it comes to pizza, you know, Nona Slice House is phenomenal. Their Detroit is as good as anything. Festa, just leave the room. So Nona,
I'm gonna leave the room.
Nona Slice House is great. Sardo's, he does a nice job with the New York Slice. You've got the Violet Stone is fantastic. The Pizza Box on Central and downtown St. Pete does a great job. The Colony Grill. Listen, famous bar pie out of Stamford. We got a couple of those in town. Chipola Rosa. Michelle, you love that. I mean, it's fantastic.
That pizza's delicious.
Yeah,
What about Fortunatos? You don't like Fortunatos?
Haven't been.
Okay, well, try Fortunatos. He has the New York style. It's very similar to Sardo.
Listen, have you been to Industry in New York City recently, or Scars?
Scarsdale?
No. Scars Pizza on Orchard in Lower East Side.
No, it's been a few years since I've been there.
So those for
why don't you get Ray's number? You guys can have a little chit chat off.
Hey, listen.
I'm sorry.
You're awesome. It's not you. It's not you.
Fine, go. Have a good day, Ray. I got to run. Fester walked out. All right, Fester, come on back in, dude. Fester, come on. No, I'm done. I hung up on him.
No, Fester's done.
Yeah, Fester's coming back in. The Peeping Tom. Did we mention this? The Peeping
Not
Tom?
today.
Yeah. Well, I had this in the pile yesterday. I didn't get to it.
Yeah, the South Tampa Peeping Tom?
Remember earlier in the week, I think it was Monday, we talked about the South Tampa Peeping Tom. They caught this cretin. Yeah, I said they were going to arrest him. Come on, the video is clear enough. He's probably some vagrant. Tampa PD says they've arrested the guy caught peering into windows around Lois and San Miguel in South Tampa on Saturday, March 29th and Sunday, March 30th.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He looks like a creep.
So it's Casey Pellage. Casey Pellage has been arrested. He's got the face of a peeping Tom.
All right, so what does he do? I mean, what's his life the other 23 and a half hours of the day?
So it turns out that, listen, people saw the video, and that was shared by TPD, and they got tips.
Does he have a job?
TPD, they moved in on the tips. They say that cameras caught the guy outside a home near South Lois and West San Miguel, Saturday and Sunday, the 29th and 30th of March. Emma lives at the home, and she told Fox 13 that she just installed cameras after noticing suspicious activity in her yard. And TPD said they caught a man accused of peering into the windows of a South Tampa home. And said she was checking the camera, and he just looked at in her window, and was then looking at the camera. TPD says detectives received an anonymous tip on Friday, April 4th, which helped identify the suspect as Casey Pellage, 37. So officers working a completely separate investigation. They saw him loitering around a construction site. When they went to interrogate him, he took off running, refused to give his identification, charged with fleeing police. And while he was in jail, they were able to positively identify him as the Peeping Tom as well.
Huh.
Yep. And they determined that he was the man caught looking into windows. Pellage appeared in court on Tuesday. Attorneys at the state attorney's office asked for a higher than standard bond due to what seems to be a pattern of behavior that the defendant has exhibited. The judge told the courtroom he considered the defendant's past and present behavior, ultimately decided to set a higher bond at $6,000.
Yeah, he's a frequent visitor to the Hillsborough County Hotel.
And I believe that he has not made bond. I believe he is still locked up. Okay, Mr. Pellage has lived in Hillsborough County for 20 years. His mother and father reside in Hernando, currently employed working a pressure washing job, making $1,000 a month. $12,000 a year? How do you get?
What is it?
Yeah, faces charges of voyeurism, loitering, prowling, 2 counts of resisting an officer without violence.
Yeah, $12,000 a year. He saves a lot of money by not going to the movies. He just looks in people's windows.
It's awful. And then we have Ryan Seacrest finally. What time is it? I can get the Ryan story in. Ryan Seacrest took a spill while taping Wheel of Fortune.
How do you fall down on that show? Did he spin the wheel too hard and lose balance?
Listen. The dumbest thing.
Go ahead and tell the story.
Running after a big wheel of cheese because he was like...
Is the show turning into like a Mad Libs? I mean, he ran after a wheel of cheese on a game show?
This happens over like in England somewhere or something. They do some chasing the cheese, stupid contest. So he brought one home.
Is that where they like show up and they're like, they show the hosts like Pat Sajak and Vanna used to be at like exotic locations, like promoting like a prize giveaway or something? Or
no, I think he just did it in the studio here.
Have you ever seen the downhill cheese chasing in Britain?
Yeah, that's what he was demonstrating.
And then he was so they were in the studio out in Hollywood or wherever they video Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
And Ryan Seacrest takes a nasty spill.
Over a wheel of cheese he brought back from the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah, these downhill cheese races, MJ, they're horrifically funny.
He did a nosedive, and I guess was his face all skinned up?
Was he on the set? Did he run downhill?
Yeah, he's running, and then he falls into it.
Oh, yeah, look at Ryan fall.
But, here's the thing. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy are kind of in a ratings battle. Yeah. And guess who just recently won?
I would say Jeopardy won.
Yes, and so now he's going to take a fall, and so everybody wants to watch Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, the conspiracy. So, Michelle, you're suggesting that he took a fall?
Yeah.
He hurt himself to try to juice up ratings like a sympathy play?
Yep.
Wow.
No, if you want to do that, you have Vanna fall and she breaks a hip.
Oh, stop.
She's like 90 now.
No, she's
68.
not. Nah, she's not. All right, we got to roll. 9:52. Hey, Cash Kitty happens in minutes. It is 9:52. The Cash Kitty hits in 8 minutes. Stand by for your chance to win another $1,000. Then noon, then 3, then 5 today. Listen, you listen to the MJ Morning Show all morning. We got an 8 o'clock shot for you to win the grand. And then you listen to Q105 music all day long at work. And then try to win the remaining thousands of dollars every day. Cash Kitty next on Q105, 104.7 FM. Folks, have a great day. See you back here tomorrow, and let's be careful out there.
Download the app now. Get the Q105 app and listen to us anywhere.